Talk to head coach Dennis Williams about yesterday's game prior to today's game here at the rink. Let's hear what Willie had to say on the subject of yesterday and today. All right, Coach. So not much too well in the first two periods yesterday against Niagara, but what did you see in that third period that kind of brought the team to life and brought some life?
Yeah. Well, I thought our second period was really good. So I'd probably have to disagree with that part. I thought the first period we were really sluggish and kind of didn't take the game. I thought we came out the second period, jumped on them. As I said to the guys, I'm okay if we lose games playing the right way. In the first period, we didn't play the right way or any way, as I told them. The second period came out, we were physical. I thought we controlled the play, we dictated it, but that doesn't always guarantee you're going to win the period either. And we end up, they scored 2 goals and a couple mental breakdowns on our end. But for the second and third, I started to like to see that, we tilted the ice, and I think we outshot them at probably 2-1 there in the second and third. So now we just got to, find a way to put some of those pucks in the back of the net.
Yeah, 3 power play opportunities in the third period and 6-on-5 at the end of the game. No scores, though. Are you looking for anything different with a man advantage today against Niagara?
Oh, I thought we had some good movement off it. This is like something I've said all along since back in, when we started this recruiting class, is that, we didn't live by the portal like a lot of teams do, right, wrong, or indifferent. I said we're going to be young and we're going to take some lumps early on. And, this is us learning right now. Like tonight we have 3 freshman centermen, going down, playing their second collegiate game, down the middle of the ice. I doubt you'd find a collegiate team to have that, at all. But we're big on making sure that, we get guys in the right positions. We're going to, we're going to fail here early on. I've kind of said that since day one, often is, and we want to make sure we're always peaking at the right time. And these are invaluable lessons. And I'm sure just like the guys, they don't go out there trying not to score, often it just sometimes, when things start going that way and you start pressing and, and gripping the stick. So hopefully we can find the back of the net. The one thing, if you look at the flip side, we haven't given up a whole lot either. We gave up 20 shots or something, maybe yesterday. I don't even know what it was. And
yeah, something like that.
Even in the exhibition game, we gave up 14. Like, I think we're playing pretty good without the puck. Now it's just having guys get comfortable of their line mates and trying to finish off some plays.
Yeah, you mentioned the newcomers as well. A couple of freshmen, Connor Levis, Jeremy Minville, Dominic Ryman, all seemed to play quite a bit. Just how did you feel about how the newcomers in the lineup played yesterday?
Yeah, they had some good and bad parts of their game. I wouldn't say anybody was spectacular for sure. But that's the growing pains of this. When my time in Everett, we bring up, 15, 16, 17-year-olds. Like, you got to play them. They got to develop. They got to get into positions, and they're going to fail, and that's all right. But that's, again, the difference of philosophy. And we've said from day one we wanted to be heavily on incoming players that we can, help develop, that want to be pros and get them through this transition period. And that's what it is right now for us. It's a transition period. And I thought we worked hard, competed hard. I'd like to see us get a little more physical. We need to do a little bit better job of getting the inside. And I think that also comes by, our opponent we're playing is on average probably close to a year older than all of our guys. So they're a little bit, bigger and stronger. But that doesn't mean we can't get to the inside. So one thing that we really stress today is, we want to play inside the dots and get to the blue paint.
Yeah, it seemed like Cole Moore played pretty well yesterday, especially in the penalty kill, but he was left on an island a couple of times. Is it his net again today, and how did you gauge his performance yesterday?
Yeah, I thought Cole was good as well. I obviously it's hard for a goalie to get a win in a game when you don't score any goals either, off it. But Cole is starting again.
Yeah, and then just overall keys to a win today against Niagara and trying to get to 1-1 on the record.
Probably I'll have to go with our theme of the day is put the puck in the back of the net. Would probably be a good start. We can't, like I said, we can't win too many games without scoring, but we got to create more opportunity. We didn't come out like we kind of came out. The shots were like 8-3 in the first, maybe like that's not good hockey. That's what I said to them. Like, and if we're not getting shots, then we're probably chasing the game. So then you better be physical. And we weren't that. But again, I thought we flipped it over for the second and third, but just came up on the wrong side of it. So we're gonna have to continue to learn. We're gonna have to go through the ups and downs of it, and that's the way it goes. But the one thing I think is important is that like they're trying, and that's what you want, and as I always say, there's no NCAA championships given out this time of year. There's no CCHA championships. Like the people that live in that world that are concerned about winning, going 34-0, have to me the wrong perspective of what we're trying to do as a program. Often. And so, do we want to win every game? 100%. Are we going to go 34-0? We've already proven that's a hard no. So now we can try to go 33-1.
Coach, thank you. Good luck today.
Yeah, thanks.
As referenced a couple of times about yesterday's game, the first period, Bowling Green trailed in shots on goal by 5 quite a bit, face-offs by 3, penalty kills. They had 2 of them and no power plays in that first period, and they only continued to get better as the game progressed. The second period, they did give up 2 goals, but they let in shots. They let in shots on goal, and they tied in total face-offs and had much more possession and much more offense in that period. Just those 2 bad passes from the defensive zone that resulted in Niagara goals. If you had eliminated those, you might be in overtime and talking about a completely different game for Bowling Green. And then the third period, they dominated, and aside from scoring a goal, they let in shots on goal by 9. They let in total shots by 25. They let in face-offs by 11. They were 0 for 4 on the power play and on their 6-on-5 advantage for the last 2:20 of the game. But aside from finding the back of the net, Bowling Green dominated Niagara in the third period of yesterday's game. And hard to believe, if you're Willie and the Falcons, that if you play the same way you did in the third period, that you're not going to come out today and come away with a pretty big win. The deciding factors yesterday were the defensive breakdowns on poor passes. One of them long, a pass that was just long from behind the net. I believe it was by Breck McKinley. Led Dalton Orrs a little bit too much. An easy turnaround. The puck never even cleared the blue line, and it was an easy play for Niagara to go one-on-one with Colmore and find the back of the net. But when Bowling Green was clicking, they did dominate possession. They dominated the face-off circles, and they had more shots. And that was the theme last season as well. When Bowling Green was really winning, when they were really plugging as the CCHA went along, they were dominating possession. They were winning the face-off circles. They were playing well in between the dots, and they were taking a lot of shots, and shots very tight in on the net. Willie mentioned his big key to the game, and the overarching theme of today was being able to score goals and finding the back of the net. He mentioned there that Colmore can't get a win unless you score yourself, and it doesn't matter how well Colmore plays. You're not going to win unless you are able to find the back of the net. And that leads us into today's Falcon Media Sports Network Pick the Stick. Again, each member of the Falcon Media Sports Network chooses, 4 members of the Falcon Media Sports Network choose a player before the start of the game. They accrue points as the game goes along, 2 points for a goal, 1 point for an assist, and the goaltender, if chosen, starts with 3 points and loses them as he gives up goals. Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavlitz will choose for the entirety of this season. Both of them called Bowling Green's football win over Toledo today in the Battle of I-75. Lucas Kleinmeyer very excitedly chose Brody Waters, mostly because he was still under some adrenaline rush after the very decisive win by Bowling Green. But Brody Waters, the leading scorer for Bowling Green last season, with 16 total goals, one of the leaders in the CCHA as well. Never a poor pick. Tyler Kavlitz also chose Ben Duran. Ben Duran, a very strong player last season, 10 goals, 12 assists, and 23 total points, I believe, or 22 total points. Forget exactly the number, but Ben Duran was the leading scorer last season for Bowling Green, also playing with Brody Waters as the centerman on the first line. Jacob Updike, back in the WBGU studio in Bowling Green, chose Braden Crampton today. He's a defenseman playing on the second pairing of defensemen with Richard Simonovic. Braden Crampton had a very nice last season with the Spokane Chiefs in the WHL. 67 games played, 71 total points, and 61 assists. So he was an assist machine. Not too many goals, but I'm assuming Jacob just wants to rack up those assists as today's game goes along. Also is playing with a very defensive Richard Simonovic, so the offense is probably going to run through Braden Crampton, and Crampton was a staple on the power play yesterday for the Falcons as well. And then my pick, as another one that we'll pick almost every game for Bowling Green hockey this season, Jeremy Minville will be my pick. I was really impressed with the way he played, especially offensively. He was the extra skater yesterday, but played more than some of the guys that were on lines completely. He mixed in with all 4 lines as the game went along. The freshman out of Drummondville, Quebec, new to Bowling Green's roster, but a very effective scorer, Minville is. He played 2 seasons with the Gatineau Olympiques, and his final season, 66 points in 63 games. So he's a lethal scorer, and Bowling Green's looking to score some points today against Niagara and come away with their first win of the 2025-2026 season. Starting lineup for Niagara Purple Eagles, they'll start with forwards, left winger Maxim Murnoff, centerman Jacob Mallett, and right winger Declan McDonald. That's a lot of, not a lot of experience on that first line, but some very strong scorers. Murnoff with 3 points on the season, 2 goals yesterday, the only 2 goals scored. Mallett and McDonald each with an assist yesterday, and both adding up to 4 points on the season through 2 games played for Niagara. The defensive pairing, however, has a lot of experience. Captain Ethan Lund and alternate captain Ross Rollison, a senior and a junior, respectively, have not scored points yet this season, but a very solid defensive pairing trying to set the tone for this Niagara team. And Deeves Roloff's going to be in the net for Niagara today. Had a shutout yesterday, 22 saves, no goals allowed for the sophomore goaltender as he got his second win in his career. Bowling Green's forward line going to start with Ben Duran in center, Dominic Ryman, the freshman out of Czechia, on the left wing, and Brody Waters on the right wing. Ryman kind of stepping in for Ryan O'Hara. If you put Ryan O'Hara with Duran and Waters, that's the first line for almost the entirety of last season for Bowling Green hockey. So looking to put a decisive line up front is Bowling Green. Ivan Korodiak and Gustav Stjernberg, the defensive line for the Falcons. Korodiak, a very good defenseman for the Falcons. Gustav Stjernberg did not play yesterday, is making his first appearance of the season today, the junior and alternate captain. And Cole Moore will start in net for the Falcons. A pretty solid day yesterday, left on an island a couple of times, and without defensive breakdowns, Cole Moore would have had a pretty good bid for a shutout as well. Bowling Green, with their second game of the 2025-2026 season, still searching for their first win and first goal. Bowling Green versus Niagara from Niagara Falls next on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon hockey.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hutchinson, host of The Swoop.
And this is Brooke Blake, executive producer for The Swoop. The Swoop is BG24's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
New episodes come out every Thursday at 6 p.m. at bgfalconmedia.com.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Are Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune in to WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
If you ever miss the Zig Zone on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM or just want to re-listen to the program, each show is posted in full on bgfalconmedia.com with timestamps so you can skip ahead to your favorite part.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
Falcon Hockey on the radio at 88.1 FM and streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Ben Duran and Jacob Mallett will meet in the face-off circle, center ice, for the second game of Bowling Green's 2025-2026 season. The Falcons against the Niagara Purple Eagles here in Dwyer Arena. A very nice arena, quite complimentary to St. Thomas's old arena, which I believe is just called St. Thomas Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Just stands on one side of it, standing room behind each goaltender. A wall right to the backs of the benches. And both universities sport purple and white as well. Ben Duran for the opening draw, loses it to Niagara. Niagara led the face-off game early in yesterday's game. And then Bowling Green came all the way back, ended up winning 39-34. We also played about 7 total minutes without a draw to start the game yesterday. A lot of free playing time and not a lot of puck possession for either side. Back around Bowling Green in the offensive zone. Pins it up against the boards behind the goal line. Pass out in front. Brody Waters is there, tries to get a shot off, but it's taken away by Ray Murakami. Out to center ice, pass between the legs. Now Brody Waters takes it into the offensive zone. To Duran on the right wing, down behind the goal line. Puck away to the left wing now. Slapped back in by Ivan Korodiak. Braden Crampton back in. Rihard Simonovic wearing number 3 today. To Crampton. Crampton a slap shot in, deflected down. Tyler Hodson with the puck behind the goal. Transfer from RPI after last season. Kept inside the blue line by Bowling Green. Down to the goal line. Quinn Emerson in there with Connor Levis. 3 rookie centermen for Bowling Green tonight. And a lot of ozone possession time for the Falcons early. Emerson in the corner, peels it away, and it's off to Maxim Murnov. 2 goals yesterday, both goals scored by Niagara. 2-1 final. He takes it into the offensive zone, takes a big hit by Gustav Stjernberg, making his presence known in his first game played with Bowling Green this season. Mitchell Becker at the blue line, drops it back in behind the goal. Falcons take the body. That's Simonovic with Crampton. Early and quick shifts for Bowling Green as Simonovic flips the puck high in the air to center ice, gloved and dropped. goaltenders today, Cole Moore in the Falcon net, Deeves Roloffs and the Niagara net. He's going to have to make a big stop here. Brett Foe through the slot, lost the puck. Back out to the blue line. He had a man open. Now over to the middle. Quick shot, Jeremy Linville, and it's directed to the side by Deeves Roloffs. Big hit on Noah Morneau as he gets fallen in the corner. Niagara gets the puck back, a good defensive play. Marshall Finney up. A big hit there by Breck McKinley. The Falcons making their presence known early. There's a shot by Noah Morneau, gloved by Deeves Roloffs. 17:40 left to play in the first, and a hot start for the Falcons. Very impressed the way they came out in the second period. Niagara, a very strong Atlantic Hockey America team. Finished 4th last season, lost to Army in the quarterfinals, a 3-game series. Both losses in overtime, their win 4-3. But a very strong team led in offense. There's a chance by Niagara, directed away by Cole Moore. They take it back around to the blue line, and Bowling Green pokes it away. The lead man is up for Bowling Green. Ranging in is Tanner Scott. Scott can't get there in time. Scott only 5'7", but mighty. And the puck clacks off of a couple of sticks and comes into the netting. About 17 minutes, 15 seconds left to play in the first. Bowling Green will go for another change. Yesterday, key to the game for Willie was trying to get guys on and off the ice quickly. Utilize their speed, get fresh legs on and off. As the game wore on, they started to go with longer shifts. More so because they had weeded out who was playing well and who wasn't. And they needed scores on the ice, considering they were down 2-0 about midway through the second period. Brockhoff dropped down to the ice. Puck down behind the goaltender. Ziski takes the puck away. Tyson Zimmer back to Brockhoff. Brockhoff blows the tire, and now Dominic Ryman will get the puck behind the goal. Leaves it back for Brody Waters. Waters still with the puck. Back out, Ben Duran. Crampton at the high wheel, take a step in. Feeds it over to the middle, taken away by Niagara. They've got a 3-on-2 back the other way. Simonovic and Braden Crampton playing defense. Finney looking for a pass. He leaves it back. Niagara with a slap shot. It's dropped down in front of the blue paint. Still a flurry out in front, and Cole Moore covers up the puck. Freezes play and allows for a face-off. Bowling Green's defense holds strong for the first big flurry of the game for Niagara. There you see a good lead back by Marshall Finney and a whale of a slap shot by Brockhoff as he skated in. Just over the high left wheel in the O-zone for Niagara. Falcons striking left to right across the radio dial. Niagara right to left. Bowling Green for the second day in a row wearing their all-brown jerseys, orange letters, or orange numbers, I should say, as this shot goes high of Cole Moore. Niagara wearing white sweaters, purple buckets and mitts, purple shorts, and a gray stripe across their midsection, which makes it very difficult to read their purple numbers. Out to center ice, Bowling Green's got a 3-on-2. To the left wing, Hodson with a shot, he scores! Four minutes into the first period, first goal for the Falcons. It's the junior transfer, Tyler Hodson, that opens up the season for Bowling Green. Beautiful wrist shot from the left wing. A 3-on-2 breakaway, perfectly executed by Bowling Green. And an early 1-0 lead for the Falcons with 16 minutes left to play in the first. Draw on center ice, won by Niagara, back to Roloffs, and he'll kick it away to Ziski. Takes it behind the goal, pass out to Mitchell Becker. Mitchell Becker is senior, Jonathan Ziski also a senior. This defensive core of Niagara, very experienced. Brockhoff in his 5th season, Ethan Lund and Ross Rollison, who started, both wearing a C and an A respectively. Ziski and Becker, a lot of experience, both seniors. This shot in from Niagara off of a stick and up into the netting. So we'll get a face-off in Cole Moore's end of the ice. Very strong game yesterday from Cole Moore, although he did get the loss. He only allowed 2 goals, which is about 50-50 winning percentage, I'd say. with Bowling Green over the years, but your goaltender only gives up 2. You expect at least that it goes to overtime, but not when you don't score any on the other side of the ice. Stjernberg backhands the puck away, takes an odd hop, and it stops dead at about the blue line. Niagara will grab the puck. 50-50 now in the O-zone for Bowling Green, but Dietrich gets there first. Dietrich, a right winger, on the third line of Niagara. They're only playing 3 lines of forwards today with 2 extra skaters. Hand is up in the air of the referee as the puck caroms into Bowling Green's end. Rockoff got absolutely plastered into the glass. And I think Jake Sloan's going to head off for a boarding or a charging penalty. Something out of physicality. And Bowling Green to go on an early penalty kill. Saw the hit away from the play. Here we'll see it on the replay here in Dwyer Arena. Yeah, I guess a charging or a hit from behind. Probably should be a penalty. Jake Sloan, a freshman, his first penalty of the season. Native of Leduc, Alberta. Played for Tri-City in the Western Hockey League. A lot of WHL players on this Bowling Green roster. That heads into their first penalty kill of the game today. Curtis Carr, associate head coach, mans the penalty kill for this Bowling Green team, batting 1,000 so far this season. Bunch of penalty kills, very nice ones in the first period of yesterday's game. Looks like, can't tell who's on the ice. A long view from our end of the ice. I'm sitting at about the face-off dots on the Bowling Green scoring side, which means when they're on the defensive, it's tough to see any numbers at all. Simonovic and Emerson on the inside part of both wheels. And the dot is Connor Levis. Impressed with Connor Levis, and a lot of trust being put in him to be the centerman on the PK. Looks like Breck McKinley, the other defenseman, out with Simonovic. Rihard Simonovic Jr. out of Riga, Latvia. 3 players in this game from Riga, Latvia. Gleb Perenkrovs, a center on the second line for Niagara, the goaltender Deeves Roloffs, and Rihard Simonovic. Face-off won by Niagara, kicked out to the blue line, slap shot in by Becker, and Colmore lets it go behind the goal. Taken out around to the left side, Perenkrovs down to the goal line. Now switches sides, it's Wallace, Tanner Wallace down to the goal line, now back out to Wallace. Wallace on the left wing to center, now back to Wallace. High left wheel, Breck McKinley plays defense on him. Now back to Becker in center. Takes a shot, takes a step out to the right wing. Down to the goal line, Simonovic with a good play. Takes the puck, back down behind the goal line. Niagara will still fight for possession. Quinn Emerson with the puck, and he ices it back down to Roloffs, the other end of the ice. Bowling Green will go for a change. Dalton Norris and Gustav Stjernberg, a defensive pairing last season, on the ice to play the last part of the PK. Don't know how much time left. It's not on the scoreboard. Probably about a minute and 10 seconds. To the left wing. Perenkrovs just keeps it inside the blue line. The pass back just outside the blue line. And a miscue there by the alternate captain, Spencer Young from Niagara. He passed it to Ross Rollison, who was taking steps in, and Rollison caught it just too far outside the blue line. So the faceoff will come out of the offensive zone for Niagara. Still no time on the clock for how long's left in the power play. Jake Sloan being put in the box, probably for a hit from behind. Oh, it's interference on the live stats, but don't know about that. Probably more likely a hit from behind or charging. 14 minutes left to play in the first period. Bowling Green up 1-0 on Tyler Hotson's first goal, first point in the orange and brown. 2 big hits in a row from Bowling Green. Out to the high right wheel, just long for Ross Rollison, who could have got a one-timer off if it was a better pass. Finney with the puck to the middle, Rollison. Rollison, a wrist shot, it gets dropped down. Finney's thrown down in front of the blue paint. Puck back out to the blue line. Tossed in deep, Finney has to come for it. Stjernberg with a big hit on the boards in the corner. Niagara with the puck on the AHA logo in center. Shot in, taken away by Bowling Green, forced out to the right wing of Niagara's side. Back down around the goal. First one there is Perencrofts, more of a defensive forward, but pretty decent offensively, and a experienced player as well. A lot of experience on this Niagara roster. Still 5-on-4. Jake Sloan standing up in the box. Back out to Ross Rolson, down to the left side. Reversing field, Niagara to Tanner Wallace. Ross Rolson, slap shot wide right of the goal. Tanner Wallace drops back down to the goal line to take the puck, and Jake Sloan's out of the box. Bowling Green with a successful penalty kill. 13 minutes left to play in the first period. To the right wing, slap shot. Oh, off the post. Massive rip from the left side by Spencer Young. Hit the post into the net. And a successful kill from Bowling Green. But the Falcons get a new set of guys on the ice. Falcons still batting 1,000 on these penalty kills. Curtis Carr doing his job, the associate head coach. He mans that defensive Bowling Green. Up through center ice to Jake Sloan on the right wing. Just took the penalty. The crossing pass, and it's through the blue paint, but nobody there to clean it up backside. McKinley, his shot in, blocked by Tanner Scott of Bowling Green accidentally. Big hit by Karodiak as Niagara gets the puck away. Gloved by Cole Moore as it gets a little bit too close to him with some white jerseys converging on the Bowling Green goaltender. So 12:30 left to play in the first. 1-0. Bowling Green leads. 4 shots on goal for Niagara. 3 of them coming on the power play. 1 of them coming after the power play. Spencer Young's big rip that rang off the post. Beautiful slap shot from the left side. Tanner Wallace, turnover in center. Flips it up the ice. Maxim Murinoff chases in behind the goal. Simonovic takes the puck away. Turns it back over. Pass is long for Tyler Hodson. Murinoff takes a big hit. Connor Levis gets the puck to another brown jersey. And that brown jersey gets it outside of the offensive zone. Now back in, a 2-on-2 here for Niagara. Shot saved by Cole Moore and kicked to the right wing boards of Bowling Green's defensive zone. Emerson with the puck now. Cameron Eek fires it in. It's blocked. Tyler Hodson. Oh, Tyler Hodson's going to be called for a penalty. Put a hit on Ray Murakami. Probably going to get cross-checking as the stick might have been about the waist high. Held laterally, but I think that's kind of weak. And the puck was right there as well, so it couldn't be an interference call. Hodson not happy, has a goal in the game, now has 2 penalty minutes, and Bowling Green will head back onto the penalty kill. Ben Duran skates on, Dominic Ryman as well. Breck McKinley, Dalton Norris, the defenseman for Bowling Green, and Glebs Progrengross will be the centerman for Niagara, who'll take the draw. Wins it back, puck through the middle. Tanner Wallace back out to Ross Rolson. Now to the right wing, Wallace has got the puck. Left-handed shooter down to the goal line. Now back out to Wallace on the right wheel and back out. Slap shot, Ross Rolson is kicked away by Bowling Green. Off a couple of sticks, maybe off of Cole Moore as well. Dominic Ryman puts a hit on, puck back out to the blue line, controlled by Niagara. Rolson with it to Wallace, toying with Bowling Green on the passing. This pass just wide, Breck McKinley with the hit. It's down around Cole Moore. Ben Duran goes for the puck, clears it out with his backhand. Niagara quickly forces it back in, Spencer Young on the left wing. Rolson dumps it back down to Young. Pass to the middle. Perencrofts to Rolson. Rolson to the right wing. Shot in, off the post. Perencrofts crashed in, couldn't clean up the act as well. Here's a slap shot, Ross Rolson high of the goal. Kicked back around, hit off the side of the net. Puck taken away from the slot by Perencrofts to Ross Rolson. Slap shot from the right wing, saved by Cole Moore, and he'll hold on. 10:40 left to play in the first period. Still no time on the penalty displayed, so you don't know how long is left in the power play. At least the fans and myself doesn't. Tyler Hodson still sits in the box for 2. Into draws Jacob Mallett, first line center, playing with Murinoff and McDonald. McDonald had an assist yesterday on the first Maxim Murinoff goal. Bowling Green looks to clear it out, but it's held in by Niagara. It's down to the goal line. Murinoff backhands it. Fighting for possession on the left wing is Niagara. A couple of bodies in there from both sides looking to peel it off. Back down out to the right wing. Trying to reverse field, Quinn Emerson. Knocks it down in center ice and clears it. Falcons will go for a change. Fresh set out for Bowling Green. Mitchell Becker with the puck. He takes it up through center ice. Becker up to the left wing. Had an assist yesterday on the second Maxime Murinoff goal. No power play goals for Niagara yesterday. Bowling Green batting 1,000 on PKs. Tyler Hodson standing up as the box as the Falcons ice it once more. Mallett grabs the puck, leaves it back for Becker behind his own goal. Becker up the left wing, fires it in, takes a bump from Sternberg. Bowling Green with the puck. Hodson out of the box, and the Falcons with another successful penalty kill. Hits center ice, puck back into the O-zone of Bowling Green. It'll be chipped by Brody Waters outside of the field of play. 9:30 left to play in the first period. And the Falcons leading 1-0 over Niagara. First media timeout here in the second game of Bowling Green season, brought to you by Juniper Brewing Company. Located at 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, serving coffee and craft beer, and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner as well. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the first period. 1-0. The Falcons lead Niagara in the second game of the season. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our two stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage on X at BG_FMSN.
Tyler Hodson gets the first goal of the season for Bowling Green at about the 4-minute mark here in the first period. Falcons lead 1-0 currently. The assists are posted as well. And as I thought, Connor Levis is going to get the first assist. Breck McKinley is going to get the second. Both of them getting their first assists and points of the season. Levis getting his first point in NCAA hockey. Breck McKinley getting his 13th assist in his career with the Falcons. Tyler Hodson getting his first goal with Bowling Green, first point with Bowling Green, and 1 point away from 40 in his NCAA career, the junior transfer from RPI. Braden Crampton fans on his pass, turnover into Niagara. The Falcons with a good defensive play in their offensive zone, ties up the stick of Marshall Finney. It's back down to the other end of the ice. Perencrofts is going to be beat by Braden Crampton there. Falcons won that faceoff, trailing by 9 in the faceoff department. A lot of those coming on the power play in the defensive zone of the Falcons. The whistle blows and the Falcons are going to be offside, so the puck is going to exit the zone. 9 minutes left to play in the first period. Hodson will skate into the dot to take the faceoff, playing on the left wing with Connor Levis and Quinn Emerson. Playing on the ice right now with Jeremy Minville and Brody Waters. Minville and Waters right wingers on the third and first line. Hodson takes the draw, falls on the puck, but Bowling Green pries it away. Dom Ryman takes the puck into the neutral zone on a Bowling Green power play. Now Roloffs tries to clear it out. Dalton Norris with the puck. To the right wing, Dom Ryman. Way across ice to the left wing, to the center. Dalton Norris with the slap shot. McDonald blocks. Now Ryman with a slap shot, and Roloffs gloves it. Great passing display by Bowling Green and a better save by Deeves Roloffs. Andy Rest sitting in the box for 2. Falcons on a power play. Hodson will head into the dot. Birdie Waters on the right wing. Jeremy Minville on the left wing. Dom Ryman also out there, and the lone defenseman, Dalton Norris. Face-off won by Niagara. Mitchell Becker ices it back around. Marshall Finney will chase into the Bowling Green zone. Norris is there, pins the puck up against the boards, waiting for the Falcons to come help him. Dom Ryman takes it away. 3-on-2 the other way for Bowling Green, an odd man advantage to the right wing. Brody Waters rocks down the slot, and Brockhoff takes a block shot. Back at the top, McKinley off the skate of Tyler Hobson. The pass was behind the junior transfer, and it's back into the Bowling Green zone. 8 minutes left to play in the first period. Probably about 30 seconds left to play on this power play for Bowling Green. They lead 1-0. Duran to the left wing, just wide for Brett Foe. Foe to Sloan. Sloan likes to go back out to the blue line. Sternberg to McKinley. 2 defensemen on the ice now for the Falcons. McKinley to the high left circle for Duran. Duran in deep, trying to wrap it in is Jake Sloan. He's back out to the blue line. Sternberg to McKinley. McKinley down to Duran. Duran on the left wing. Pass it down to the goal line. Jake Sloan back out to the point. Out of the box comes Andy Rest. And it's back to even strength. Bowling Green still with the puck in the offensive zone. Mallet with the puck now, turns it back around behind his goaltender. Looking for open ice. He gets it. Mitchell Becker gets forechecked by Ben Duran, who turns the puck over back to BG. Quickly turned back to Niagara. They take the puck outside of their zone. Brockhoff leaves it up. A couple of Purple Eagles get a change. Out to the blue line, knocked in by Niagara. Sternberg's there behind the goal, and it's back around to Andy Rest. Ziski shot in, blocked by Sternberg. Connor Levis playing defense out at the blue line. There's Jake Sloan as well. Out to the blue line on the left side. Finney slaps it in. Back around the goal. Connor Levis going for a hit on Brockhoff. Now he peels off. Puck to Niagara. Blocked again by BG. They clear it outside of their own zone. Get a change. Niagara possesses the puck with 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to play in the first. Cole Moore plays it back for Simonovic. Simonovic out there with Brian Lonergan. Lonergan, the extra skater for Bowling Green, his first time on the ice today, I think. Niedermeyer also listed as an extra skater, but scratched before the game started. Lonergan playing with Rihard Simonovic. Simonovic up long. Tanner Scott lets it go all the way into the Niagara zone. He couldn't get a stick on it. And the puck will go all the way back into the Bowling Green end without a change for the Falcons. Niagara and Bowling Green 0 for 3 on the power play today. 0 for yesterday as well. I believe it was somewhere in the range of 4 power plays apiece. None of them scored on. Penalty kill from a strong defense for Niagara, but also a well-coached defense of Bowling Green has been outstanding. To the middle, Ethan Lund, the pass. Cole Moore gets knocked over by the front man, Spencer Young, on the blue paint. Thankfully, the puck clears over his head as he's now back up on his feet, ready to play. Dom Ryman gets it outside of the blue line, back down into Niagara territory. The deep pass up to Tyson Zimmer. Zimmer to the right wing to Murnoff. Murnoff flips it high over the head of Cole Moore into the left wing corner. Bowling Green with the puck now in the neutral zone. It gets blown off. We're going to get a tripping against Niagara, I believe. As looked like McKinley got dropped down, and Tyson Zimmer will, frustrated but accepting, he'll head to the gate. Second power play of the game for Bowling Green. The first one just a bit ago at about the 9:30 mark. 5 minutes left to play in the first period. After this 2 minutes, Not much time left for Niagara to try and equalize it. It's 1-0 Bowling Green lead with a Tyler Hodson goal about the 4-minute mark. Perencroft steps into the wheel. Jeremy Minville goes in for the draw as well. And Minville with a good play wins it. Left high wheel, Tyler Hodson. Hodson back to the point. Dom Ryman with the puck, takes a step in. His shot in is deflected away by Roloffs off of his kicker. Out to Ryman again. Slap shot, saved. In deep for Bowling Green, in front of the blue paint. It's knocked away by Niagara. Pulled down to the ice is the Niagara defender. Some open space for Bowling Green now. Dom Ryman, slap shot, saved by Roloffs. He kicks it away to the right wing corner, and Niagara ices it all the way back down. Puck back down to the O zone. First one there is going to be Dom Ryman. Ryman misses the hit by Mallet. Back out to Tyler Hodson. Hodson gets it away. The high left wheel for Jeremy Minville. Minville into the center. Hodson back out to the point. Shot in, kicked away by Roloffs again. He's made a couple of saves in this power play so far, and it's iced back down by Niagara as the puck kicked to the center of the ice. 4 minutes left to play in the first period. About a minute left to play on the power play for Niagara. Back in the Bowling Green end, now out to the left wing. Brett Foe with the puck, high left wheel. Looking for a pass, got it across. Jake Sloan looked to direct it in, but it spun away from him to Stjernberg. Stjernberg down to Foe. Foe on the right wing now, up to Stjernberg, and now back to Norris on the point. Norris' shot in is blocked. Clear possession for Niagara, and it's back up the ice by Tanner Wallace. Ready to come off is Tyson Zimmer. He got 2 minutes for tripping. Was unhappy about it, but he got the gate anyway. He's ready to come out. Levis over to the middle, and Levis can't coax it in. Out of the box, now back to full strength. Levis with a shot off of a stick, high over the head of Deeves Roloffs. A successful penalty kill for Niagara again. Bowling Green still with some offensive pressure. Dumped in, Adam Zlinka goes for the hit. Ziski gets it away. Dietrich to the right wing. Mitchell Becker with it at center ice. Now to the right wing, a lot of space open for Finney, and Finney's shot goes wide left to the goal. Wallace dumps it back down in behind the net. Finney with the puck again. Karodiak presses him into the boards, and Karodiak's going to get sent off. The Purple Eagle was falling down a little bit, and Karodiak's hit came at a height that would be suited only for a standing player. And Ivan Karodiak's going to get his first penalty of the season. To be Grayson Dietrich who wore that hit. Kind of falling to his knees when Karodiak put the hit on. A little bit unfortunate for Ivan. But Bowling Green will go on the penalty kill now. A lot of penalties in this first period from both sides. 2:30 left to play in the first, so the Falcons only have about 30 seconds of even strength to end the period if they can kill this off. 1-0 Bowling Green leads. 2 penalties for Niagara. 3 now for BG. Karodiak, Sloan, and Crampton each has 1. Spencer Young. The disc pass is high and pretty tight in down to the goal line, so it's 50-50 puck now. Simonovic with it. Behind the goal line. Noah Morneau gets in there as well. Simonovic, after a battle, comes away with the puck. Flips it out to the blue line. Can't get it outside. Whistle and a hand pass for Niagara, and the puck will probably come outside of the zone and be a face-off center ice. .205 left to play in the first period. Perencrofts in the dot. Up against Connor Levis. Bowling Green wins the face-off, dumps it back down to Deeves Roloffs. Face-offs 14-5 in favor of Niagara here in the first period. To the left wing, Wallace. Hunter Wallace in. Puck back out to the blue line. Wallace with the puck again, down to the left wing, puts a good move on, gains some open space, but Dom Ryman picks the puck back off into the offensive zone, but he can't touch it as the Falcons were offsides. Still playing down a man. 1:30 left to play. It'll be about the 30-second mark when Kurodia comes out of the box. Sternberg and Simonovic playing defense. Adams, Linka, and Jake Sloan, the two forwards on the penalty kill. Murnoff takes it in down the left wing. About at the goal line, Simonovic picks off the puck. Clears it outside the blue line as well. Mitchell Becker were chased back down. A minute left to play in the first period. 1-0, Bowling Green leads. Becker with the puck. Quinn Emerson's skate broke, so we'll have to skate off. Bowling Green will get another forward on. While Bowling Green was playing with only 3, Niagara got a shot off, but it's gloved by Cole Moore. 52 seconds left to play in the first period. That could have been a very unfortunate turn for Bowling Green. Quinn Emerson was about center ice when something happened with his skate. So they'll have to fix Emerson's skate. Ben Duran back on the ice. About 21 seconds of play here before Kurodia comes out of the box. Bowling Green probably happy to head into the first intermission with a lead for the first time this season. Niagara out to the point. Mitchell Becker, a shot in, is blocked by Cole Moore. Out to Becker on the right, high wheel again. Another shot in off of the kickers of Cole Moore. Pass across the slot, turned back around by Niagara. Out to the blue line, pushed outside the blue line by Breck McKinley. McDonald almost gets mugged by Bowling Green. Ben Duran off of his skate into the zone. Out to the left wing. Handled off the block. Outside, Kurodia takes the steps out of the box a second ago. 15 seconds left to play in the first period, and an icing against Niagara. Forced the face-off back down in Bowling Green's offensive end. So enough time for one, maybe two high-quality chances to end the period for Bowling Green's offense. Three forwards, 2 defensemen out for the Falcons. No in the dot. Braden Crampton, Dalton Norris, 2 pretty offensively apt defensemen. Crampton with a shot, saved with the right arm of Roloffs. Dumped back down by Niagara. Out of neutral ice. Braden Crampton with the shot in. Roloffs lets it go wide right. Time expires here in the first period. Some pleasantries exchanged on the right wing glass of the Bowling Green offensive end. Hodson and Ziski, as well as Ethan Lund and Noah Morneau. Some of the Pee-wee players banging on the glass there and through the fishbowl. Bowling Green and Niagara will get separated. We'll go to the second locker rooms for the first intermission, with Bowling Green leading 1-0 over Niagara and Dwyer Arena. The Falcons get their first goal of the season. Tyler Hodson, assisted by Connor Levis and Breck McKinley. We'll talk about it in the Rick Rowe First Intermission Report. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts. Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games. Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
My name is Jamal Johnson, number 6, running back in the senior, and here are my Falcon 4 favorite candies. First, we have Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, Reese's Pieces, and Hershey Kisses. And these are my favorite because when you're at Halloween and you dump out that bag, these are the best Halloween candies to pull out. So those are my favorites.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Whether the Falcons are at the Slater Family Ice Arena or out on the road, the Falcon Media Sports Network is covering them all season long.
Back here at Dwyer Arena, about probably 10 minutes left to go in the first intermission. And the first intermission report brought to you by Rick Crow, longtime BGSU hockey fan and listener of Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM. I'm sure Rick is pretty happy with the way that Bowling Green played in that first period. Aside from the penalties that Bowling Green gave up, they scored their first goal of the season. Tyler Hodson on a 3-on-2 breakaway and beat Deeves Rolos for the first time this weekend. That goal at the 3:54 mark. Tyler Hodson assisted by Connor Levis, and Breck McKinley stands as the assist right now, and it checks out based on what I could see as well. 3 power plays for Niagara, 2 power plays for Bowling Green, 0 for 5 in the game so far, and the power plays were 0 for yesterday between Bowling Green and Niagara as well, and that's more of a testament to the defense of both of these sides. Both Niagara and Bowling Green got pretty solid chances on the power plays today, got solid chances on the power plays yesterday as well. It's just the defense of Bowling Green and the goaltending has just been outstanding, especially Richard Simonovic, the transfer from Miami of Ohio in the NCHC here for his junior season, has not scored a point yet. Obviously not a big scorer, only 35 points on 112 games played with Miami, but one of the better defensive players on the team last year at Miami against very difficult competition, and then this year in the CCHA and against maybe slightly easier competition, he's already shown himself to be a very strong defensive player. Gustav Sternberg back in the lineup as well for Bowling Green has made his defensive presence known, especially his physicality. We've already seen probably 2 to 3 big hits by the Goose so far in the first period. And in the game as well. I really need to make a bid for the NCAA to start recording hits as a stat. Gustav Sternberg would probably be up there in the entirety of NCAA, but he's played very good defense as well as a couple of other players for the Falcons. The offense has generated some pretty solid chances, 11 shots on goal for the Falcons to only 8 for Niagara. This is a Bowling Green team that trailed in shots on goal after the second period yesterday, although they led in shots on goal in the second period alone. But this Bowling Green team does play extremely well when they hold onto the puck, when they shoot the puck, and when they win in the face-off circles. And of those 3 things, the only thing that Bowling Green is trailing in is faceoffs won. They've lost 15-6 in that department to Niagara. Adam Rest has been the main offender, 4 wins to no losses, and not a single centerman for Niagara has lost more faceoffs than they've won. Switch that to Bowling Green's side. Ben Duran, first-line centerman, who was pretty solid in the face-off dots last season, is 0 for 6 today, although he's had some pretty high-leverage face-offs, especially on the power play. Noah Morneau, just a freshman, but is 1 for 4 in the face-off dots. Tyler Hodson, the best ratio of any player with 2 and 2. Connor Levis, a pretty decent ratio as well. And something to mention that I didn't mention in that first period or in the pregame, Jaden Grant, alternate captain named for the 2025-26 season, not in the lineup today. Played fine yesterday, had a pretty good face-off winning percentage yesterday as well, but didn't contribute very much. And considering Bowling Green couldn't get really anything going offensively, Willie decided to opt for a little bit more of an offensive lineup and change some things around. He's got 3 freshman centermen in the lineup today. Levis on the second line, Noah Morneau on the third line, Jake Sloan on the fourth line, and they've done fairly well as all-around game, not too well in the face-off dots, and they're losing quite a bit of face-off power without Jaden Grant in the lineup today. That second line has been the best line so far, and they've taken up a lot of time, especially on the power play, but also on the penalty kill as well. Quinn Emerson would have had a shift in one of the penalty kills, except his skate kind of blew up. The blade came off of it, but he was a staple on the first and second penalty kill that Bowling Green had. Connor Levis has been a staple on the penalty kills through both games now, and Willie had a testament and my talk with him before the game today about how well Connor Levis has played. He said he's played pretty well, still aspects to improve, but taking draws, taking the first draw on a penalty kill is an impressive feat for just a freshman. Played for Vancouver in the WHL last season, known as a scorer, not as a defensive player. So if he can add some offense to that scoring, which he just got his first point today as well, that'll be a good sign for Bowling Green going forward. And then Tyler Hodson has made some very nice passes and has been very solid on the power play, especially playing on the left wing of that power play along with the Falcons. There's a lot of offensive weapons on this Falcon team, especially on the defensive side. Stjernberg, very nice offensively. Braden Crampton, an offensive defenseman. Dalton Norris as well. Breck McKinley's got some offensive output, including his 13th assist of his career and his first point today on the assist on the Tyler Hodson goal. So putting some offense together for Bowling Green should be a theme throughout the rest of the season and through the rest of today's game as well. A 1-0 lead for Bowling Green as we wrap up the rest of our first intermission report with Around the CCHA. Only 2 CCHA teams playing currently. Bowling Green against Niagara with the 1-0 lead, and Northern Michigan playing Ohio State, whom Bowling Green plays later on this year in mid-season non-conference schedule. Nathan Lewis and Adam Isley, the 2 goals for Ohio State as they lead 2-0 over Marquette. They are in Columbus, however, at the home of Ohio State hockey. Lake Superior State plays Lindenwood today at 6 p.m. Augustana plays Minnesota Duluth today at 7 p.m. Minnesota State plays Omaha. Bemidji State plays St. Cloud State, all at 7 p.m. That would be a 6 p.m. Central start time, if I recall correctly. I thought St. Thomas played today, but it looks like they didn't. They did play yesterday and took a loss against North Dakota. That was 6-2. North Dakota won. The rest of the CCHA did fairly well, all things considered. Northern Michigan lost by 3 to Ohio State, but Ferris State at home in the first season of Riley is the head coach of Ferris State, the first season without Bob Daniels in about 30 years as well for Ferris State. They beat Western Michigan 2 days ago and only lost by 2 goals yesterday to the Broncos, who are the defending national champions. Lindenwood beat Lake Superior State only by 1 goal, 5-4, and only 1 goal in the third period for Lake Superior State. They led after 2 periods of play over Lindenwood. You look down to St. Thomas and their loss 6-2 to North Dakota. Augustana lost 4-1 to Minnesota Duluth, who's going to have a very scary team this season in the NCHC. Another NCHC opponent, Minnesota State, lost by 4 to Omaha. I don't think with last year's team, Minnesota State would have lost by 4 to Omaha, so maybe a bit of a down year for Minnesota State, but still projected to be one of the top teams in the CCHA, and both the coaches and the media preseason poll. And that's the entirety of the CCHA playing today for the non-conference play. We start conference play in 2 weeks. Bowling Green begins their conference play at Lake Superior State in the Sioux up in Michigan. Those will be broadcast on WBGU 88.1 FM. I'll be up there with Bowling Green for the first CCHA games of the 2025-2026 season. And this is the last official game before that Lake Superior State series. Bowling Green versus Niagara, the second of 2 games this weekend. The Falcons 0-1-0 on their season record, looking to get their first win in non-conference play and overall this season. Falcons and Niagara play the second period in just a few moments on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hutchinson, host of The Swoop.
And this is Brooke Blake, executive producer for The Swoop. The Swoop is BG24's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
New episodes come out every Thursday at 6 p.m. at bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Media Sports Network will have an in-studio pregame show for all football broadcasts this season, beginning approximately 25 minutes before the kickoff for each game. Make sure to tune in on Falcon Radio for our newly extended coverage.
On November 1st, 2024, BGSU men's soccer defeated nationally ranked Western Michigan for the first time in a decade. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer was on the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
History has been made here at Cochran Stadium for the first time in 37 regular season matches for the Western Michigan Broncos, and for the first time in a decade, the Bowling Green Falcons take down the Western Michigan Broncos by a final score of 3-0 here at Cochran Stadium. Wow!
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Falcon Media Sports Network writes and publishes over 1,000 stories per year, including game previews, recaps, sidebars, opinion pieces, feature stories, and more. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to view all of our content for every sport throughout the year.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune into WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
You are tuned into live BGSU hockey coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM from the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Tyler Hodson opens up scoring for Bowling Green in the 2025-2026 season with his goal in the first period. Start of the second period right now, and we have a Bowling Green 1-0 lead. Ben Craig here from the Falcon Media Sports Network in Niagara Falls, New York, the home of Niagara University hockey at the Dwyer Arena. Very nice arena, nice location for Bowling Green to get their first win of the season. Nice pass into the slot by McDonald. Mallet, his shot goes off of some sticks and up into the netting. That goal scored by Tyler Hodson. His 20th goal in his career, his 45th total point, leads all Bowling Green players in career NCAA scoring. 2 seasons ago, Hodson scored 22 points on 13 goals, 9 assists. Last season, 23 points on 7 goals, 16 assists, more of a passer. The Bowling Green lacking a bit of a goal scorer last season aside from Brody Waters, so a good sign for the Falcons to add such a high-profile scorer out of the transfer portal. Winged out to center ice, Niagara has the puck, now striking left to right offensively. Taking the puck down the right side, down to the goal line, good move, back over into the slot, and a shot by Dom Ryman. It's taken away by Niagara. Flipped up the ice to the blue line. Big offensive flurry there for Bowling Green. Shot goes wide right. Simonovic steps up to win the puck back. Back out in front of the net. Tyler Hodson goes for his second goal. Misses the try. And Roloffs will step out of the blue paint and cover up the puck. Just over a minute to play, and Bowling Green's already brought out the offense in full. A big opportunity there with the puck bounding around the blue paint. Simonovic and Crampton, the defenseman for Bowling Green. Connor Levis, most likely going to take the draw. He will, with Quinn Emerson and Tyler Hodson. Five penalties total in the first period. See how that factors into the rest of this game, as Bowling Green committed a bunch of penalties in the first. And then only one the rest of the game. That was in the third period. Meanwhile, Niagara committed 3 penalties in the third period. Could have blown the game just on sloppy play. There's an icing against the Falcons. Thankfully, they have a relatively fresh set of guys in the ice, so it'll come back down to the Bowling Green end for a draw. Power plays are going to be a theme this season for Bowling Green. Special teams was a bit of a sore point. About middle of the pack in penalty kill percentage. As there's a quick shot and a score by Gleb Prorenkros right off the draw. And barely even saw that coming. Right off the draw, took it all the way in. Noah Hackett with a quick rip. Gleb Prorenkros fed it to him. Kind of stood next to each other too as they got that goal, and quickly turned back around after that icing by Bowling Green that put the puck back in the Falcon end. It's quickly tied 1-1 in a brand new game. Face-off one back to Dalton Norris. Out to center ice, Noah Morneau flips it in. Brett Foe goes to chase. Ringed back around by Cameron Eek. Out to the blue line. Back across to Dalton Norris. Norris with a shot in, dropped down in front of Deves Roloffs. The whistle blows, and we're going to get a cross-checking call, it looks like. Or at least that was the gesture by the referee. Whose box is going to open? Looks like it's Niagara. Looks like it's Mitchell Becker. He's going to head off for a cross-check. Maybe something happened in front of the blue paint. Nope. Becker takes a step out of the box, goes to the bench. And it's Marshall Finney, I believe, that's going to be put in. Noah Hackett's goal at the 1:15 mark, assisted by Marshall Finney and Gleb Prorenkros. And Bowling Green on a power play, trying to tilt the ice back their way as well. Dom Ryman, his pass to center ice, almost kept in by Braden Crampton, but it scoots its way out of the zone. But back up to center ice, turned back over to Niagara. Directed back by Rolson and dumped back up for Maxime Murinoff to chase. Cole Moore plays it. Murinoff goes at a slap at the stick of Cole Moore, but he gets it away. Crampton takes it through center, but he gets it mugged, and it's dumped back down into the Bowling Green end. So 30 seconds expired. No offense displayed yet for the Falcons. Minville through center. He gets his pocket picked. It's still in neutral ice. It's into the offensive zone. Thieves roll-offs will drop back down. Declan McDonald with a good move on an offensive try, shorthanded, and a good save by Cole Moore. Back out to the blue line in Bowling Green's end. You wouldn't know that they're in a power play just by watching the chances. There's a chance for Niagara, none for Bowling Green yet. Brett Foe down to the goal line. Wraps it back around. Out to the blue line, kept in by Dom Ryman. Flipped back down to the goal line. Jake Sloan stepping in. Brett Foe doing the same with the puck. Stjernberg shot in, is saved by roll-offs, and dumped back down the ice. We'll take a step back real quick for station identification. You're listening to Falcon Hockey.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hutchinson, host of The Swoop, a BG24 production. You're listening to Falcon Radio, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
20 seconds left to play in the power play for Bowling Green. One pretty decent offensive chance. Stjernberg touches the puck just inside the blue line, and the Falcons are offside, so the draw will come outside of the O-zone for BG. Climbing back in faceoffs won and lost is a must-win faceoff if you want to get the best chance at a goal here. Morneau and Perencrofts. Perencrofts will be kicked out. That's about his third or fourth time this weekend being kicked out of the circle. Spencer Young will go in, also a center. And Bowling Green wins the draw. Back around, Morneau to Tanner Scott, back out to Simonovic. Simonovic playing the point on the left side. Slap shot from the right wing, and it's saved by roll-offs. He covers it up. You heard the whistle. 16:35 left to play in the second period. 9 seconds left to play in the power play. Enough for one solid chance if you're Bowling Green. Scott and Zlinka out wide. Noah Morneau in the circle. Simonovic. And looks like maybe Dalton Norris back on defense for the Falcons. Striking on the left side of your radio dial. Puck's pinned up against the boards behind the goal line. So coming out of the box will be Marshall Finney. Ring back around. Simonovic dumps it back down to the goal line. Bowling Green with the puck. Tried to cross it over into the slot, but it's taken away by Niagara after it was blocked. Norris with good stick work. Slaps it back into center ice, and Bowling Green comes up with the puck. Simonovic forces it up to Zlinka. Zlinka gets a touch on it, but it's long, so no icing against the Falcons, but they won't have control of the puck. And the Purple Eagles have it in their own zone. Mallet up for Spencer Young. Spencer Young just narrowly avoids a hit. Stjernberg gets knocked down to the ice. Rehard Simonovic to the right wing. Dom Ryman out to center ice. Ben Duran chops it down with his stick. Marshall Finney slaps it into the zone. Chasing it defensively is Simonovic. Duran up. Waters gets a touch on it. It's going to be touched up by Ross Rolson before it gets to the Niagara goal line. Finney with the puck, looking to break it out to center, and a good pickoff there by Brody Waters. Waters flips it high and off of one of the players in the Falcon bench. Apologies granted by Brody Waters. 15:22 left to play in the first. 1-1 Niagara and Bowling Green tied. Goal by Tyler Hodson to open scoring in the game in the first period, and then 1:15 into the second period. Goal by Hackett. Noah Hackett gets his first goal of the season, his 14th goal of his career. Ties it up at 1-1. Icing there against Niagara, and the puck will come all the way back down next to Deeves roll-offs. Roloffs with 13 saves, 1 goal allowed. Cole Moore with 9 saves, 1 goal allowed. And the save percentage for Bowling Green suffers, especially last season, due mostly to the fact that Bowling Green holds possession a lot of the game and not too many chances given to the other team. Jacob Mallett, the sophomore centerman, transferred from St. Francis Xavier University. Connor Levis puts it back around. Mallett comes up with the puck, flips it to center ice for a white jersey to grab, but the brown jerseys get there first. Down to Quinn Emerson. Emerson puts a bump on Ethan Lund. Lund, the captain, senior out of Calgary, played for the Brooks Bandits before his time here with Niagara, his 4th season with Niagara. Only 12 points, more of a defensive man on the blue line. Lund backs it to McDonald. McDonald in center. It's pushed over by Mallett to Cole Moore, and he didn't even have to move to make that save. Crossing pass, saved by Cole Moore. That was McDonald again, now from the left wing. Murnoff in there as well. Good things seem to happen offensively when Maxim Murnoff is on the ice. Oikel, defenseman for Niagara, pushes it back around at the blue line and high left wheel for Niagara. Taking the quick shot is blocked by Crampton. Oikel down to Dietrich. Dietrich gets poked away by Crampton. Crampton playing defense pretty well, playing on the left side a second ago, now on the right side. Ice back around by Tyler Hodson. Oikel reverses field, barely kept inside the blue line. Hodson will get a touch on it to Crampton behind the goal. Crampton puts a hit on and maintains the control of the puck. A nice play by the freshman defenseman. Emerson gets tied up and can't go for the puck. Niagara through center ice, now back. Dietrich with a quick shot off the stick over the head of Cole Moore as he takes a swat at the puck to get it farther away. Brockhoff playing defense now. Jeremy Minville pushes it outside of the zone of Bowling Green. And a big offensive drive there for Niagara. They're back within 2 in shots on goal of Bowling Green. 13-15 left to play in the second period. Puck force back outside the offensive zone of Niagara. Bowling Green's Noah Morneau will hold the puck. Brett Foe back down to Perencrofts. Noah Morneau takes it into the zone. Gustav Sternberg to Minville. Minville can't control it behind the goal of Roloffs. Back around, big bump. Bowling Green controls to Kurodiak. Kurodiak, a deep pass up, gets a touch on Minville. And it's off of a couple of sticks, so it will not be an icing. Mitchell Becker, first line defensive, pairing with Jonathan Ziske. Forces it up the ice. Dalton Norris with the puck behind Cole Moore. Back up to the right wing, into Brett Foe. Brett Foe streaks up the right side. A 3-assist game against Northern Michigan. The second game against Northern Michigan on the road last season. That's the most points he's scored in a game. Has yet to score so far this season, although only 1 goal scored by the Falcons. Tanner Scott up the left wing. Pass over into the center. Adam Zlinka, misses the goal wide right. A good chance there by Bowling Green on a flurry. Up to the blue line, the Falcons with offensive possession now, and here's a 2-on-1 breakaway. Actually, a 3-on-1 breakaway the other way. Tyson Zimmer with the shot, saved by Cole Moore on the 1-on-1. BG takes the puck back outside their zone. Standing tall is the junior goaltender for the Falcons after a defensive lapse. 11:40 left to play in the first period. 1-1 Bowling Green and Niagara. Kurodiak's pass hits the boards in front of the BG bench. Dominic Ryman avoids the touch. Falcons have to get back on sides. Niagara with the puck, taking it out of their own zone and into the offensive zone. Declan McDonald to Sternberg accidentally. Up to Dom Ryman. Good pass center ice. Now to Ben Duran. Duran crosses it back to Ryman, who's screeching into where the goal was. Goal hopped off a little bit. Now here's Finney. Finney shoots and scores! It was not number 14, Marshall Finney. It looked like it was number 10, Hunter Wallace. Finney should probably get a pass on that play, or an assist, I should say. But Niagara gets their second goal of the game, second of the period. 4 goals total against Bowling Green, all of them in the second period. And Niagara now leads 2-1 over the Falcons. Another defensive breakdown for Bowling Green, pretty much one-on-one against Colmore. There was one a second ago that Colmore was able to come away with a stop. But the defense of Bowling Green, who's been pretty solid throughout the entire game, has allowed 2 breakaways and 2 goals on him. Norris gets crushed up against the boards as he gets the puck away and out to center ice. One more, Dietrich back. Dietrich with a good pass into Spencer Young, who's streaking in toward the net. Rolls into the left wing, Ethan Lund. Lund, his shot gets blocked and up into the netting, and Bowling Green will get a chance to win the draw to the left of Colmore. Faceoffs are evening back up. Bowling Green's winning possession, but the defense breaking down a little bit. Noah Hackett with the goal. A minute 15 into the second period, and then Hunter Wallace with his goal at the 8:56 mark. Assisted right now by Tyson Zimmer and nobody. I think Marshall Finney got a touch, but maybe he didn't get an assist, not a direct leading pass. Murnoff takes a check from Stjernberg. Stjernberg gets chipped at. Murnoff gives the chip back. The whistle blows, and I think it's going to be offset or icing against Niagara. Nope. Yeah, it is going to head back the other way. 14 shots on goal apiece for Niagara and Bowling Green. Total shots led by Niagara 31-24, and they lead in goals 2-1 over Bowling Green with about 10 minutes left to play in the second period. Next stoppage after the 10-minute will be our Juniper Brewing Company timeout. Jacob Mallet in the face-off circle with Jake Sloan. Face-off controlled by Niagara. Back out to the blue line. Simonovic takes a step back to avoid the breakaway chances. Declan McConnell, an alternate captain. Back around to Murnoff on the left wing. Murnoff is pressed into the boards by Tanner Scott. Scott only 5'8", but kind of manhandling Maxi Murnoff there. And it goes off some sticks and out into the field out of play. 9:48 left to play in the second period, and we head to our second media timeout of the game. Second media timeout, sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of the Ale Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics, a fan favorite in the Madhouse on Mercer, also available at 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green. For the latest menus and Juniper Brewing Company details, go to juniperbrew.com. We are going to have a Niagara player in the box for some pleasantries exchanged after the play. We'll tell you who it is and what it's for after our timeout. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Check out the Zig Zone Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Tyler Hodson, the lone Bowling Green goal in today's game against Niagara. He'll take the draw on the power play now for Bowling Green. Declan McDonald got 2 minutes for slashing after the play was over. That penalty assessed to him right before the immediate timeout. So Bowling Green will head onto their 4th power play of the game. Brody Waters with the puck, sub-goal line. Out to Dom Ryman. Ryman takes it back down. Waters with Jeremy Minville battling for possession of the puck with Mitchell Becker. It's back out to the blue line and Dalton Norris. Norris with the puck to the high right wheel of Dom Ryman. It's cleared back out by Niagara. Outside of the blue line, but Bowling Green doesn't have to take it all the way back. Norris skates in his own zone. Out to Ryman on the right wing. To Brody Waters. Waters slaps it in. Hodson gets possession of the puck. Back to Jeremy Minville. And it's peeled off to Dalton Norris. Norris to the right wing. Brody Waters leaves it back for Ryman to Norris. Norris, the shot in is blocked by Roloffs out in front. Taken away by Becker. Becker off the glass. Out to the blue line. Outside of the blue line. Bowling Green will have to reset. Get their guys on sides. Hodson immediately takes it back into the zone. Down at the goal line. Back around as Hodson is leveled. Pass over into the slot. Niagara ices it back down with 55 seconds left to play in the power play. Brett McKinley with the puck behind his own goal. Forecheck by Maxime Murinov. Brett Foe on the left wing. Down to Duran. Back out from Sloan to Stjernberg to McKinley. 2 defensemen on the ice now for Bowling Green. McKinley and Stjernberg switch sides. Slap shot. Stjernberg is dropped down in front. Cleared away by the D-men of Niagara. Duran looks to get it back out to the point. McKinley, slap shot there, roll off saves. That was Brett Foe with that rip. 15 seconds left to play in the man advantage, and it's outside of the blue line. So Bowling Green will have to rush to get another chance with the man advantage. Declan McDonald with the penalty for slashing after the play. Drop back down. Here's an offensive drive. Spencer Young gets pushed away by Stjernberg. Good defense, but that'll spoil the power play chance for the Falcons. Young with the puck down at the goal line. Niagara in the offensive zone coming off of a power play. Back out to Ziski at the blue line. His shot in is directed away by Stjernberg. Left back. And Sloan with the puck pinned up against the boards in the Falcon zone. Now up to Ziski. Ziski with a shot. Push saved by Cole Moore as he grabbed it almost with 2 hands. Cleared back outside the blue line. Neutral ice. Niagara's controlled a lot of the possession in this second period. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the period before intermission in the third. 2-0 Niagara lead. Bowling Green 4 power plays, 0 for 4 on them. Their only goal coming even strength on a breakaway by Tyler Hodson. Dietrich can't handle the pass. Tanner Scott comes away with the puck. Up the ice and a big breakaway here for Bowling Green. Adams Linka puts it to the right hand and he's picked off by Roloffs. Adams Linka with a breakaway, a prime opportunity to score as he was cherry picking behind the defense of Niagara. Just lost track of him a bit. Didn't make the best move, got a little bit tight, a little bit late on the deke he was trying to make. But Roloff snatches it right off the stick, squanders the opportunity for Bowling Green. Falcons won the faceoff, put a weak shot on goal. Connor Levis in the dot. He'll have to try at another faceoff as Roloffs covers the puck. Roloffs up to 16 saves, 1 goal allowed, a .941 save percentage. Looking for his 3rd win of the season and his 3rd straight game started. Only 2 games started last season in his freshman campaign. But a pretty solid start to his career in the purple and white as the starter. Neither Mitchell Day nor Thomas Anderson, other goaltenders, have played. Roloffs has been the guy for this Niagara team and shown so far with how well he's played against the Falcons. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the second period. Simonovic with the puck. Taking it just behind the logo. Now to Tyler Hodson. Hodson fighting for the puck as he encroached in on Roloffs, but The stick tie was enough to get the puck away. Spencer Young to the left wing. Dropped back down for Dalton Norris. Norris is there with Lonergan. Brian Lonergan out there with Dalton Norris right now. Taking a step in is Becker. Becker with a shot. Penalty is going to be assessed to Bowling Green. It looked like maybe Ben Duran on the tripping. Quinn Emerson is leveled at the boards. 6 men on the ice now. Oh, a score from Dietrich. They didn't even get 6 men on the ice as Roloffs was heading off. And Grayson Dietrich a very nice wrist shot to beat Cole Moore for the 3rd time. .5:30 left to play in the second period. Looks like no penalty will be served. It was probably going to be Ben Duran for tripping as he caught Mitchell Becker. But Bowling Green out of their system enough to allow Niagara to get a wide open chance for Grayson Dietrich. Dietrich with his first goal and first point. Willie's talking to the referees right now. There was a big hit on Quinn Emerson that probably could have been something. Although that would only put Bowling Green on the power play, but still let the goal stand. So they're still sorting things out, and they might be going into the replay booth. That is what the referees are doing now. No announcements made by the referees here in Dwyer Arena. So it's going to be 3-1 no matter what, I believe. But there was a big hit on Quinn Emerson. It was essentially taken out of the play. Don't recall exactly who committed the hit, and that's probably what they're looking at right now. So still no word on what they're reviewing, on what's going to stand and what's not going to stand. The goal is given to Niagara on the scoreboard. The live stats still have it as 2-1. If Dietrich's goal stands, it is 3-1 Niagara after Bowling Green head into the second period with a 1-0 lead. Tyler Hodson opened up scoring 4 minutes into the first period with his first goal of the season. Noah Hackett, 1 minute and 15 seconds into the second period, scored the first goal, tied it up for Niagara. Wallace scored at about the 9-minute mark in this second period. Now Dietrich at, that'd be the 14-minute, 30-second mark into the second period. Referee stepping out of the replay booth that's inside the Niagara box. And we're going to get face-off center ice. And the goal is going to be wiped away, it looks like. I actually don't know what the call was. He gave the no-goal gesture, but we're dropping puck center ice 5-on-5. Scoreboard still says 3-1. Sternberg back out from the defensive zone, kept in by Ziski. Ziski's pass is picked off. Karodiak now takes it up the left wing. His pass up to Sloan will not land. Not a lot of strong passing by Bowling Green. Here's a little bit of a breakaway and a quick wrist shot from Wallace. Wallace looking for his second goal of the game today. So I don't know what the gesture was by the referees. The goal is given to Grayson Dietrich. Assist by Mitchell Becker and Jonathan Ziski, the first pairing of defensemen. Back outside the zone, Norris with the puck. Puts a shot up. Roloffs gloves it. Whistle blew even before Roloffs controlled the puck, it looked like, although maybe it was predicted by the referees. I'm confused on what the replay was and what the call was. The referee came out of the box and gave the no-goal gesture. But the face-off was still in center ice. It was still 5-on-5. And it's still 3-1. Face-off won by Niagara, dumped back down into the Bowling Green end, and Dalton Norris will come up with the puck. Up to the left wings. Linka puts a pass to Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott down to the goal line, wraps it all the way back around the horseshoe, and a quick shot in to Roloffs. Roloffs directs it away. Dalton Norris with a quick shot. Oh, it's on the doorstep and kicked with the right hand by Roloffs. A nice play from his back. Another shot in by Norris from the left point, and it's held on to by the goaltender of Niagara. 4:10 left to play in the second period. BG kind of needs to get a goal back if they can. Head into the third period only down 1. Down 2 in the third period is tough to come back from, especially with the defensive unit that this Niagara team has. 4 defensive pairings listed on the line sheet, only 3 full lines of forwards. And some pretty good defensive play from Niagara this weekend and overall. And a lot of experience on that defensive side as well. Noah Hackett will chase the puck into the Bowling Green zone. Simonovic will be the first one back, so it'll be called off for icing for Renkros at the faceoff win. And just an errant pass by the Purple Eagles. BG still leading shots on goal, 21-17, trailing in total shots by 3, but they've had higher quality chances. Niagara's probably only had 4 or 5 chances in the entire game, but one of them was saved by Cole Moore on a very nice one-on-one breakaway, and the other 3 have all been capitalized on, so they've just taken advantage of their opportunities. Quick shot by Minville. Rings all the way back around. Sternberg keeps it inside the blue line of Bowling Green on the right side. And Niagara picks Minville back off, dumps the puck back down to the BG zone. Noah Hackett in to fight with Sternberg. Sternberg backhands it to Crampton. Crampton up to Minville. Sternberg and Crampton were a defensive pairing in the exhibition match against Robert Morris. On the ice together now. Crampton, a very strong offensive defenseman. Pretty experienced player as well. Played for the Spokane Chiefs and the Western Hockey League. Centering pass by BG. Nobody there. Wearing a brown jersey. Zimmer dumps it back down. Out to the blue line. Niagara with puck possession. Becker takes a step in. Down to the goal line. BG picks it off. It's Noah Morneau. Morneau up to Brett Foe. Foe chasing the puck in. It's grabbed by Ziski. Foe's dropped down to the ice on a hit right next to the puck. Tyson Zimmer flips it in. Connor Levis gets more in the way of his own player. Dalton Norris comes away with his stick and ties up Murinoff. Pass a little bit long for Tyler Hodson. Hodson can really skate, man. He just gained position on Ziski quite handily, and Ziski's not a slow skater for a defenseman. Turnover back to Connor Levis. Levis is bumped as he got control of the puck. Sternberg puts a bump on Spencer Young. Quite a size advantage for Sternberg over a lot of these players for Niagara. Especially a physicality advantage. Quinn Emerson, the puck skater right by his feet. He looks up as he could have played the puck, but he was heading off for a change as it went right by the Bowling Green bench. Dom Ryman skates all the way in, trying to gain position. Falcons coming up with the puck behind the goal, and it's immediately taken away by Niagara. Flipped up outside of the Niagara zone, out to center ice. BG with the puck now. Blowing a tire is Jake Sloan. It's right over into the slot. Dropped down in front of the goal is Connor Levis. Backhanded by Bowling Green. It's Jake Sloan who came back in to try and make an offensive play. But it's over the net. Brody Waters tried to clean up a pass that was sent in front of Roloffs. Niagara goaltender has still stood tall. 21 saves, 1 goal allowed. 22 saves, no goals allowed yesterday against Bowling Green. Minute 20 left to play in the second period. BG trailing 2. Tanner Scott on the left wing. Gets pushed up against the boards, flipped it up. Zlinko will be the first there in the offensive zone of Bowling Green. It's behind the goal line again, just to the right of Roloffs. Now they'll switch over to the left side, still behind Roloffs, who looks out to his left. A couple of Bowling Green players losing the edge of their skate. As here's a 2-on-2 the other way for Niagara. It's just dumped in by Marshall Finney. Simonovic pressed up against the boards by Finney. Lonergan comes away with the puck. The pass up, shot in. Oh, it's deflected down. Marshall Finney looked like he might have got his stick on it on that shot in from the high left point. Niagara leads 4-1 with 43 seconds left to play in the second period. Looked like Perenkros with the shot in, maybe. Finney led the line. We'll see who they give the goal to. It's all going to depend on whether the freshman forward got his stick on it. Hudson spins around on the forecheck after Niagara wins the faceoff. 22-20. Niagara leads the faceoff battle now. Quinn Emerson misplayed the puck back into the end of Bowling Green. Sternberg with it. Turns it back around. Good stick work and good skate work by the junior defenseman for Bowling Green and alternate captain as well. Quick shot in over the head of Cole Moore. Back out in front, swept away by the Falcons. And now here's a 3-on-2 breakaway the other way for Bowling Green. Pass over to Connor Levis, just long, and it's dumped back out by Dietrich. McKinley forces it back up the ice now. Hodson to the right wing. Jake Sloan with a shot wide across, pushed back in by Bowling Green. The buzzer goes off. The Falcons don't look like they got the shot off for the fifth period in a row. Some pushing and shoving after, unsurprisingly. Nothing's probably going to come of it. Roloff stands tall in the second period, doesn't allow a goal. Now up to 22 saves, 1 goal allowed, and Niagara leads 4-1 after 40 minutes of play. Falcons will skate off. Goals Niagara by Hackett, Wallace, and Dietrich. Wallen Packett and the Marta Crow second intermission report in a few minutes. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Bowling Green Volleyball, the preseason MAC regular season and tournament favorites, welcomes the Ball State Cardinals to the Stroh Center on Thursday, October 16th with the first serve set for 6 p.m. The Falcons have won 3 straight matchups against the Cardinals heading into the contest, so catch the live radio broadcast starting at 5:45 with Falcon Media Sports Network's own Ben Korak and Andrew Smith on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for BGSU Volleyball.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces weekly short-form and long-form social media pieces for in-season sports all year long. Make sure to check out at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and at BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to view the content.
In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
Go back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Are you ready to become part of the team? Northwest Ohio's community radio station is looking for new volunteers just like you. Join our team of enthusiastic volunteers that help make WBGU 88.1 FM a success. WBGU is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Visit our social media pages for more recruitment information. WBGU, return to radio freedom.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Check out BGFalconMedia.com for previews, recaps, photos, videos, and more of the Falcons.
Back here in Dwyer Arena for the second intermission report in honor of Marta Crow, Falcon hockey fanatic and avid Falcon hockey listener on WBGU 88.1 FM. It's a 4-1 Niagara lead after Bowling Green head into the second period with a 1-0 lead. That final goal of the period that looked to be directed down by Marshall Finney, and he led the charge as well. The goal was given to Ross Rollison, who took the shot from about the left blue line corner in the offensive zone for Niagara. That was the fourth goal of the period. Started off with Noah Hackett's goal at about the minute mark, assisted by Marshall Finney and Gleb Korenkroffs. At about the 9-minute mark, Wallace scored his goal, assisted by Tyson Zimmer. At the 14:30 mark, Dietrich scored his goal. And then at the 19:17 mark, in the last minute of play in that second period, Ross Rollison scored the goal from deep and beat Colmore for the fourth time. Bowling Green just had quite a few defensive breakdowns. That final goal, especially Quinn Emerson was taken out of the play after a hit, but Bowling Green was also taking a penalty aside from that. Sorry, that was the Dietrich goal. Quinn Emerson was taken out of the play, so Bowling Green was playing essentially down a man, but they were taking a penalty before that, so they would have head onto the power play anyway. And just the defense for Bowling Green has not been able to stop this Niagara offense so far, especially the forwards who have done such a fantastic job getting space, getting through the center of the ice, and capitalizing on their breakaway attempts. I think they probably had, I don't know, 4 or 5, I believe, like really prime offensive chances. That final goal by Rollison was not one of them, but even without them, on those 4 or 5 chances, they've scored on about 3 of them, and that's something that Bowling Green needs to do when they go forward through the rest of the season and through this third period as well, is being able to come out and every opportunity they're given, get a goal. Adams Linka had a breakaway there in the latter half of that second period that he wasn't able to fill into the net. Brett Foes had a breakaway that he's had some pretty good chances on. BG's had some chances. They've developed shots. They've developed shots on goal. I believe they're leading in shots on goal as of the current moment, 22-18 they are. So the Falcons have played fairly well, at least statistically. It's just Niagara has come up with a better conversion percentage on their chances than Bowling Green has on theirs. Penalties did not play too much of a factor into that period, although the Falcons did commit one penalty. Niagara did commit 2 of them. Still no power play goals for either side, which is impressive enough for the defense for both Bowling Green and for the Purple Eagles as well. But 2 shorthanded goals by Niagara on Bowling Green power plays, the one by Dietrich and the one by Brockhoff as well, which didn't pull the player out of the goal, but they're listed as shorthanded still, although they were wrapping up in the back half of the power play with about probably a minute 50 seconds left. Both of those goals were scored by Brockhoff and Dietrich, and at this point it's a tall order for Bowling Green to be able to climb back into this game. They need 3 goals, and they're going to be able to pull the goalie there. Yesterday they had good opportunities. They had 3 power plays to utilize, plus 2 minutes 20 seconds of 6-on-5. Weren't able to get 1 goal. So the offense for Bowling Green is going to be really put on display here today, and see what they can really do with a fair amount of newcomers in the lineup today, but a lot of offensive players, and goal scoring being one of the themes that Willie wanted to really push today in the second game of the season of Bowling Green versus Niagara. We'll take a look around the rest of the CCHA while we get ready to head into the third period here between Bowling Green and Niagara. Northern Michigan did score a goal. They're down 2-1 still to Ohio State, but they did get a goal back. Landon McDonald, assist by Kurt Silkanis and Joe Schiller. So they trail by 1 right now. Lake Superior State trails by 2 to Lindenwood. Adam Barone and Brandon Piku, the 2 goals from Lake Superior State, both of them unassisted. And then the rest of the CCHA is getting ready to start their games in about 15 minutes. Augustana against Minnesota Duluth, Minnesota State and against Omaha, and Bemidji State against St. Cloud State. All 3 CCHA teams I just mentioned are on the road, including Northern Michigan, who's on the road, Lake Superior State, who is at home. The Falcons also on the road against Niagara. They trail 4-1, and a lot of work to do offensively for them in the third period to be able to come away with a win, their first win of the 2025-26 season, and to be able to bring a 1-1 record into conference play in 2 weeks against Lake Superior State. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On September 5th, 2025, BGSU men's soccer forward Trace Terry found the back of the net with a spectacular goal within the first 5 minutes of the match to defeat Michigan State 1-0, marking the second straight season the Falcons defeated the Spartans. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call of the goal on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel livestream.
Suarez will look along for Terry. He's going to find Terry. He's going to take it on the bounce. The left-footed shot is in! Oh, what a strike from Trace Terry! 1-0 Bowling Green!
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and our program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Ben Korak and the Falcon Media Sports Network crew covering the Falcon hockey team throughout the season.
4-1, Niagara leads at home in their third home match and third match of the 2025-2026 season at the advantage over Bowling Green. We're going to see a new goaltender, it looks like, in the net for the Falcons. Looks like number 31, Tyler Palmer, although it's quite a ways away. It is number 31, Tyler Palmer. Did play in the third period against Robert Morris in the exhibition game that Bowling Green played. However, didn't get a huge amount of support, or didn't get a huge amount of clean ice time. He spent about 5 minutes on power play, about 5 minutes on penalty kill, and about 5 minutes on even strength, and then about 5 minutes on the bench, considering the Falcons were down 4-1 and needed the extra skater on the ice instead of the goaltender. So he'll get 20 minutes of play here. And Bowling Green will be on a 2-minute power play, it looks like. A penalty was assessed at the very back half of, well, after the horn sounded, there were some pleasantries being exchanged. Somebody is in the box for Niagara. Hasn't been posted yet who exactly it is. Oh, it just is Maxim Muranov. Oh, they gave him, roughing after the play. So Bowling Green will be on a power play, and essentially a must-score power play for the Falcons, considering you find yourselves down 3 scores. Face-off in the Bowling Green end. Niagara with 4 skaters, BG with 5. Big forecheck by Perencrofts, and somebody's stick was slapped out of their hand. Sternberg's stick was slapped out of his hand. And it looks like Perencrofts will head to the box. So 15 seconds expired on the power play. BG's got a 5-on-3 now. And if it wasn't a must-score opportunity a second ago, it is now. And if you score pretty early on, you're still going to be on the power play, because there's 2 men in the box now for Niagara. Murnau and Perencrofts, both of them have been on the penalty kill quite a bit this weekend. Dalton Norris feeds it back out to the blue line, and John Ryman in the slot. Dalton Norris slap shot and a save by Roloffs. Down to the goal line, Brody Waters down to the middle. Norris into the middle. Ryman goes past his stick. Going out to get it is Zimmer. Now back into the offensive zone as Bowling Green gets possession, not Niagara. Working all the way in, Ryman tries to feed it in. It's on the blue paint. Swept away by Niagara, but Bowling Green still got control of the puck. About a minute left to play in the first power play for BG. 20-second difference about. Big slap shot there by Stjernberg and a big windmill glove save by Roloffs. Tyler Hodson, the lone goal for Bowling Green, his first goal and point in the orange and brown. 20th goal of his career at the 4-minute mark in the first period. Cole Moore stops the puck as it was iced down by Niagara. Norris takes it out from the left side of his own goal. Up to Ryman. Ryman leaves the puck a little bit too far ahead of him, and it's iced back down by Niagara. 40 seconds left to play in the first power play. Ben Duran with the puck in his own zone, gets some speed, going ahead, up the right wing, now through center. Discs it out to the left to Minville. Minville leaves it back. Adams Linka at the high point to Hodson. Hodson from a low angle goal line shot. And it's off the kicker of Roloffs. McKinley playing in the middle. To Hodson, slap shot, and he fed it into the corner instead of toward the net. Duran at the goal line, back out to the blue line, and McKinley can't hold it in. So Maxime Murnoff's going to come out of the box right now. 15 seconds left to play on a man advantage for Bowling Green. Duran tries to feed it to the middle. It stays in the corner, pulled back out by Minville to Hodson. Hodson at the goal line on the right wing side. Back out, late cross court. Linko with a shot, but it won't get there, and a 5-on-3 is not scored on by BG. Now there's the 5-on-4, and it's back up to even strength, and still Falcons trail by 3. Minville takes a hit, gets the puck away to Bowling Green. Braden Crampton back in his own zone. Plays it up to Emerson, just long of Emerson. No icing. Levis gains good position by Levis over Mitchell Becker. It's pinned up behind the goal. Roloffs looks out of the left shoulder. Ziski takes the puck away. Gloved and dropped. And it's going to be offsides by Bowling Green. A good try at guarding the line. By what looks to be Ivan Korodiak, but it'll skate off with Crampton. 3 minutes expired in the third period. 4-1, Niagara leads after 4 goals in the second period. Ross Rollison slaps it back around. 2 men back at all times now for Niagara. Zlinko with a good wrist shot, and he missed the goal wide left. Had a hole there, but couldn't find it. Zlinko tries to guard the blue line now. It hits the referee and down into the Bowling Green end, and it'll be an icing against Niagara, so face off in the offensive zone for Bowling Green. Falcons, who trailed early in faceoffs, now lead 24-23. Connor Levis has came alive in the dot. 9 wins, 3 losses. Ben Duran, though, who's taken the draw now, has not been too swell. 1 win and 8 losses for Duran. He wins the faceoff there. It's only his second. Stjernberg to the middle. Wallace with a good forecheck on the blue line. Out to the blue line now, Stjernberg. Stjernberg fires it, into the netting. He missed the glass, and we're going to get a face-off to the left of Roloffs again. 16:24 left to play in the first period. Palmer hasn't been tested so far. Hasn't recorded a save officially. But Cole Moore, after a pretty solid performance yesterday, 4 goals, only 14 saves. A 7.78 save percentage. Golson takes the puck off the draw. Stjernberg slides in to try and keep the puck inside the blue line, but he can't do it. And the puck is maintained by Bowling Green in their defensive end. Ray Murakami takes it neutral ice. Now Connor Levis through center. Kind of a 3-on-3 the other way, and now they get back. Oh, a big hit there. Declan McDonald just leveled Connor Levis. Good passing into the slot, taken away by Bowling Green. Now Brody Waters takes it up the right wing. He fires it in. Roloffs covers it up before Crampton can get a shot on. Waters takes a decent-sized hit, but a face-off will be in the offensive zone of Bowling Green again. Yesterday, first game of the season for the Falcons against Niagara. A pretty poor first period. A better second period, although both goals for Niagara were scored in the second period. And then a very good third period for Bowling Green, although no goals scored by the Falcons. This game, a good first period played by Bowling Green. And a pretty poor second period, especially defensively. Puck clears outside the blue line. Niagara trying to put together some offense, up 3 goals. Grodiak rings it back around. Jake Sloan will be the first one there. Chips it up in the air, but it's kept inside the blue line by Niagara. Grodiak back around again, back to Sloan. Sloan stops the puck on the boards, so he gets it poked back in. Sloan struggling in front of his own bench. It's a turnover back to Niagara. Out to the blue line. It's Ziski. Ziski puts it back in. Down to the goal line. Brian Lonergan. Back around at the other side goal line, now in the left corner. Minville with the puck, a lot of white space in front of him. Now that gets shuts off. Spencer Young presses him against the boards, and Noah Hackett takes the puck back away for Niagara. Down behind the goal, Lonergan with the puck. Fires it off of the glass, outside of his own, way down. It'll be an icing against the Falcons, and they will not get a change. Norris got to change off, or he got on the ice. To be Emerson who got off, but Falcons are going to have to skate tired until they can clear it. Face off, won by Andy Rest. A more defensive third line for Niagara that scored 2 goals, amazingly enough. Hunter Wallace and Grayson Dietrich, the wingers, both have scored. And in the middle, Andy Rest, who's been a very strong face-off man. Murinoff, quick shot in. Saved by Tyler Palmer, who stands tall for his first save. Cross to Becker. Mitchell Becker turns it back around. Gains some open space. Takes it down to the goal line. Feeds it over into the slot, and it's pushed away by the Bowling Green defenseman. Back out to the point. Murinoff to the right wing. Mitchell Becker now to the left wing. Ziski. Ziski the shot. Oh, off the post. Good shot there by Ziski. Beat Palmer. But saved by the Red Iron. 4-1 still. Niagara leads, 13:30 left to play in the third period. Pass up is blocked by Ross Rolson. It's still in the offensive zone of Niagara. Now finally cleared outside the blue line. But Rolson comes back, takes the puck back as well. Dietrich into the corner to peel the puck off. Away, Hodson almost had a breakaway there. Now at the right side, Ross Rolson moves it down. Into the middle, Wallace, quick shot, and Palmer saves it, kicks it back to the corner. Wallace keeps the puck inside the blue line. Braden Crampton, defenseman for Bowling Green, a rookie. Down there, feed it back to the blue line. Ethan Lund, gloved and dropped. Falcons with clear possession now. Andy Rest on the forecheck. Duran into the zone. Hodson goes for a hit, presses him all the way down to the ice. Looks like Rolson was sitting on the puck there for a second. Finally got back up to his skates, puck away. McKinley keeps it inside the blue line of Bowling Green. Hodson puts a big hit on Ethan Lund to try and get the puck away. He does get the puck away, but to Niagara. Pulls out the 9-iron, flips it up the ice. Bowling Green chases. It's Simonovic, who blows a tire. Maybe got tripped there. He's not going to argue, so probably more likely blew a tire. Quick shot in. Palmer saves and drops it down to his right post. Back around to Niagara on the right wing now at the high point. Perencrofs keeps it in. Becker standing there to guard the blue line, but it cleared out anyway. Brockhoff feeds it back down to Palmer. Palmer chips it up in the air, gloves and drops. Now back to Minville. Minville up to center ice, picked off by Brockhoff. Shoves it into the corner from center ice. Foe trips up Brockhoff in center ice, but no whistle blown, no penalty called. McDonald with some open space down the right, through the middle, feeds it up to the left side. Murinoff, it won't connect with him. Tanner Scott on the ice now, gets a stick on the puck, but it's back up to Brockhoff. Brockhoff pushes it back down, BG with the puck. This is Tanner Scott. Scott up the right wing, the rookie. Gets pieced up against the boards. Brett Foe pieced up against the boards as well. Oikel there. Foe with the puck. Looking to get it back out to the blue line, but can't do it. It's high in the air, up to neutral ice. Dalton Norris with the puck. 11 minutes left to play in the third period. BG down 4-1. Quinn Emerson up the right wing. Wrist shot and a save by Roloffs. That'll stop play for the first time in a minute. Both teams will get a change if wanted. Looks like 4-player change for the Falcons. Niagara changes a couple. 10:54 left to play. BG still leading in shots on goal, assuming they'd add to it considering offense needed to be able to climb back into this game. Zlinka's pressed away from the puck. McKinley a shot. Roloff sees it into the mid again. BG scored the first goal. Niagara scored all 4 of their goals in just the second period. 6 goals scored against the Falcons this weekend, and all 4 of them coming in the second period so far. Hackett, Wallace, Dietrich, and Brockhoff, the 4 scores. A bunch of points mixed in there as well. Shot in to be directed down by Hodson, who's playing in front of the blue paint. He's over in the left side corner, playing with Becker. Puck to Bowling Green. Zlinka gets it to Morneau. Morneau tries to get it off of his skate, but can't do it. McKinley will be the first back into the BG zone to play the puck. Now he turns it over to Wallace. Wallace dishes it out to Ziski. Ziski almost down at the goal line, pretty deep in for a defenseman. BG puts it up the ice to neutral. Now into the O zone is Zlinka. Zlinka feeds it in. Jake Sloan checking to see if he had to touch up if it was an offsides, but it wasn't. Back around and held in the blue line by Emerson. Emerson down to the goal line, showing off the speed skating. Wrapped it back around and off to the side of the cage. Down off the half wall again. Becker back around. Niagara having a tough time getting it out of the offensive zone, but BG with only 1 true shot on goal in that drive. 9:40 left to play in the third period. Marshall Finney up the left side, down to the goal line, wraps it back around the goal. Getting put to his behind is Ivan Korodiak. Ethan Lund with a shot wide left of Tyler Palmer in the Falcon net. Palmer with 3 saves, no goals allowed yet. And his first time seeing the ice in a Falcon uniform, at least in the regular season. Minville dumps it in, almost loses the blade of his skate as he did so. Going on the forecheck are the Falcons. Dom Ryman out with Connor Levis. Pass goes between Levis's legs. Dom Ryman will be the first one there. Stays on sides. Pretty speedy skater. Down, crossing it. And it won't land. He had Brody Waters on the backside, but too hot of a pass. Levis on the left wing. Mugged by the Purple Eagles into the bench of Niagara. And the 8:40 mark. And the media timeout, I believe. It is going to be the media timeout. 8:40 left to play in the third period. 4-1 Niagara leads. This media timeout brought to you by Juniper Brewing Company, located at 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. Falcons need 3 goals in the last 8 minutes, 40 seconds to force overtime, looking for their first win of the 2025-26 season. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles.
This is Falcon Media Sports Network hockey coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Levis Ryman and Brody Waters, the forward line for the Falcons. Dalton Norris and Gustav Stjernberg, the blue liners for the Falcons, as they trail by 3 and need 3 to force overtime in the last 8 minutes, 40 seconds. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com and BG_FMSN on Twitter, including the recap of today's game and of Bowling Green football's win over Toledo in the Battle of I-75, setting themselves up beautifully to make it to Ford Field with winning out the rest of the season. Certainly an easier schedule than the front part of their season. Ziski to Becker. Becker feeds it in, down past the goal line. Murnoff pressed up nicely by Stjernberg, who uses that physicality so well. Toward the back half of last season, Stjernberg turned on the Jets offensively, also limited the amount of penalty minutes he was taking, which in the first half of last season was astounding, but understandable for a player that plays as physical as he does. Brody with the puck now behind the goal, puts the brakes on, spins away the Niagara defender, out to center ice and turn back over to Niagara. Niagara with it, discs it in behind the goal. Hackett in there, trying to peel it off the boards, or actually trying to keep it on the boards. Brock McKinley trying to peel it off. He finally does. The lead pass up for Dietrich. Dietrich back in the defensive zone of Niagara. Brett Foe comes up with the puck. On the right wing now, back up to the blue line. McKinley fires it in, bounces it behind the goal, and around back to Stjernberg at the point on the left side. BG gets a change of one of their guys. It's back out to center ice. Good move by Zlinka, who tries to get some open ice. Roloff steps out of the goal to stop this pass, as it was edged back across. Big center ice hit by Noah Morneau to knock down Perencroft's centerman on the second line. Perencroft's now heads off as Niagara takes it into the O-zone. Andy Russ takes a bump, gets the puck away, back to his defenseman on the blue line. Ross Rollison down to the goal line. Braden Crampton knocks the blue line player, Grayson Dietrich, down to his knees. Down the other way for Bowling Green, a good backhanded try by Tyler Hodson. He skates around, stops the puck from clearing. Murnoff looks to clear now. Off the glass, kept in by Crampton. Crampton fires it into the middle. Bowling Green's Noah Morneau. He shoots, he scores. Noah Morneau from the center brings it back to a 2-score game. Got knocked down there in between the wheels. And looked like from his knees. Yeah, from his knees, just slid it right between the legs of Roloff's and gets his first goal of the season. Unfortunate spot for myself. Our Falcon Media Sports Network picked the stick. 4 members of the Falcon Media Sports Network choose a player before the game starts. 2 points they accrue for a goal, 1 point for an assist. Nobody has chose any player that scored so far unless assists are given to Brody Waters, Ben Duran, Braden Crampton, or Jeremy Minville. I think Crampton's got a chance at getting an assist there. Back in the Bowling Green zone. Now slightly new life. They're trailing by 2 to Niagara. Jake Sloan with the puck. Jeremy Minville in there as well. Behind the goal, it's Minville. Chips it up in the air. Sloan knocks it down, and it's fed outside of the zone by Lane Bracco. Stjernberg on the right wing. Shot high. And Deeves Roloffs will glove and drop a stoppage as we'll take a quick step back at the 5:25 mark for station identification.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Morneau's goal listed as unassisted right now. Don't know if that's going to change as this game progresses, but the 13:51 mark. First goal since the 4-minute mark of the first period. There's another quick shot by Bowling Green, gloved by Roloffs. They're going to try and make Roloffs work in the late goings of this third period. He's got 31 saves and 2 goals with still about 5.5 minutes left to play. We'll see how aggressive Willie gets with pulling the goaltender here. Levis in the face-off circle, won by Perencrofts. Back out to the blue line. Sternberg can't keep it inside. Marshall Finney fooling with Sternberg to get the puck away. It's back into the Bowling Green end, and the junior alternate captain will hold on to the puck. Now I'll pass it up to Norris. Norris to Ryman. Ryman slaps it in. Levis and Waters will give chase. Back out to the blue line. No Falcon there to hold it in. Finney takes a bump, gets it outside the blue line. Crampton was the one that took a step in. Now Waters almost split the D there. Quick wrist shot, just high and wide of the goal. Roloffs got beat there as well. Kept in by Crampton. He's mugged and taken back the other way by McDonald. Declan McDonald, the junior, native of this area, the Buffalo, New York native. Transfer from St. Mary's University in Canada. Offsides against the Falcons. Noah Morneau touches the puck, so it's going to exit the zone. 4:24 left to play in the third period. Palmer, 3 saves, no goals allowed. Probably not going to get a lot more saves considering he's probably going to be on the bench in about the next 2 minutes. Hodson and Morneau, the 2 goals scored by Bowling Green. Ranging back into the defensive end is Sternberg to grab the puck. Murnoff with the forecheck. A pretty big forecheck here by Niagara, and it's a 4-on-3 the other way for the Falcons. Tyler Hodson feeds it across. Morneau cut the wrong direction. Here's a quick slap shot, and it's wide right. A good shot by Dalton Norris. Clears all the way back around to the Bowling Green end. Sternberg to Hodson. Hodson feeds it to the middle. Jake Sloan can't get the puck on his stick. Back up to McKinley. McKinley forces it in the O zone. Niagara gains possession. Ross Rollison and Lane Brockoff toying with the puck there. Feeds it up into the offensive end. A quick shot to Palmer. Palmer gets a save there. Kind of just a tap over to him and a routine one for him. Jake Sloan feeds the pass across to Minville. Minville couldn't get to the blue paint in time to push it in. Puck up against the right wing corner in the Bowling Green O zone. Now Wallace gets it away out to neutral ice for Bowling Green, who's got to push. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. BG trailing by 2 in the third period. Emerson right up the middle. His shot is blocked by Becker. Out to the blue line. Crampton feeds it across to Sternberg. Sternberg to Minville. Minville tries to cross it over into the center, but is blocked by Perencrofts. Slap shot Sternberg, blocked by Roloffs. Dumped outside of the zone again by Niagara. They've dumped very well. Colmore plays the puck. It's back around to Sternberg in the defensive zone of the Falcons. 2:40 left to play. BG with clear possession. Up the ice for Ryman. Did Ryman get a touch? He did not. It's going to be an icing. Ryman says he did touch it before across the goal line. And the referees might be chatting this up. It's like some talking going on between the referees, some of the players as well. Looked like it hit Ryman's stick. And he thought it hit his stick as well. So I think they're going to wave off the icing and just put the face off at center ice. So right on the Purple Eagle logo, center ice here at Dwyer Arena. Face off won by Bowling Green. 2.5 minutes left to play. Tyler Palmer looking over toward the bench as Dennis Williams is telling him to stay there for the time being until Bowling Green can get some offense going. Now Palmer will head off. Puck kept in by Bowling Green. No, it clears out between the legs. And now here's an empty net shot. Oh, Rolson missed it. Empty net shot there for Niagara, and they can't put it in easily. It's back into the zone of Bowling Green again. Breck McKinley with the puck. 2 minutes left to play, 2 goals needed for the Falcons. Dalton Norris, pass across to Brody Waters. Waters gets leveled in the O-zone by Lane Brockhoff. Waters will now head off the ice. Puck outside the blue line of Bowling Green. $1:40 left to play in the third period. BG with 6 skaters. Down to Levis. Levis behind the goal. He gets bullied around by Niagara. Gets it around to Ryman at the point. Now back down. Ross Rollison will clear it out. Try to be knocked down by Sternberg. Sternberg will have to hustle to be the first one back. He will be the first one back. It'll be icing and a face-off in the O-zone of Bowling Green. $1:23 left to play in the third period. 4-2 Niagara leads. All 4 of their goals coming in the second period. Bowling Green's coming at the bookend of all of Niagara's. First goal by Tyler Hodson, assisted by Connor Levis and Breck McKinley. Second goal, assist by Braden Crampton and Tyler Hodson. Pick the stick update as well. Jacob Updike, our board operator today, chose Braden Crampton as his pick the stick. Just got 1 point for the field of Falcon Media Sports Network with Braden Crampton's assist there, and a timeout will be taken, it looks like, by Niagara. This timeout sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, located at 145 North Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, serving coffee and craft beer and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu, juniperbrew.com. Falcon hockey trailing by 2 with $1:23 left to play. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online with our social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Check out recaps of this and every BGSU hockey match online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out thousands of photos and all the content.
Falcon Hockey on the radio at 88.1 FM and streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Empty net goal scored by Niagara after a face-off win by Bowling Green and then a turnover. It looks like it was Maxim Mironov who led the high-five line back to the bench, and 5-2 will most likely be the final score here in Dwyer Arena, Bowling Green's first weekend of the season. A 2-0 loss yesterday, and 5-2 the score right now with $1:10 left to play in the third period. Braden Crampton down into the corner. Back around to Ben Duran. Duran with the puck. Left back for Breck McKinley. McKinley up the left wing. BG just trying to get a goal. Ben Duran with a backhand try, and it's stick blocked by Ray Murakami. Back up to the blue line. Braden Crampton. Crampton, his shot is blocked by Dietrich. Crampton comes up with the puck anyway. Foe settles it down. It's dropped down on the right wheel, and Bowling Green can't get tight enough to get a shot on goal. 35 seconds left to play. Tyler Palmer probably will not leave the goal again for the Falcons. Crampton back in the zone will play the puck in the defensive zone, and just a Falcon team that couldn't get enough going offensively and was trying to combat offensively the defensive breakdowns that they had in the second period, and it was just too much for Bowling Green to come back from. 10 seconds left to play. Niagara dumps it back up to the blue line. Simonovic keeps it in. He's back down to Murakami. Murakami and Ziski will just hold on to the puck for the horn. And the game has ended 5-2. The final empty net goal by Niagara, the only goal they scored this weekend, not in the second period. There are 4 other goals in this game, and there are 2 goals yesterday, all scored in the second period on defensive lapses by the Falcons. And Bowling Green drops their second game of the season, 0-2 now, both on the road and overall. We'll unpack it in just a few minutes in our post-game show. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU women's tennis travels to the University of Illinois in Champaign and Urbana, Illinois, where top individuals will compete in the ITA Regionals on Thursday, October 16th through Tuesday, October 21st. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com for the recap of the event and content about the women's tennis team and all things BGSU athletics by Falcon Media Sports Network members.
On November 1st, 2024, BGSU men's soccer defeated nationally ranked Western Michigan for the first time in a decade. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer was on the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
History has been made here at Cochran Stadium for the first time in 37 regular season matches for the Western Michigan Broncos, and for the first time in a decade, the Bowling Green Falcons take down the Western Michigan Broncos by a final score of 3-0 here at Cochran Stadium. Wow!
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
You're listening to 88.1 FM WBGU. Enjoy local news content starting with the morning show, and stick around for entertainment programs focused on jazz, blues, folk, world music, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU by listening live 24/7. Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage on X at BG_FMSN.
5-2 final here in Dwyer Arena. Falcons fall 5-2 to Niagara University at Niagara Falls, New York. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Not the best game defensively for the Falcons. Gave up 4 goals in the second period especially. Their defense did look strong in the first period and in the third period as well, but a lot of time spent in the O zone for Bowling Green in the third period, and in the first period it was a very strong performance from the Falcons. But that second period, just too many defensive lapses didn't help Cole Moore enough, and Cole Moore did not have the best day in net either. 4 goals, 14 saves is how he concluded his day. Didn't play the third period, he only played 40 minutes. Tyler Palmer came in the third period, 4 saves, no goals allowed, but a lot of the puck time was spent in the O zone for Bowling Green. Tyler Hodson opened up scoring at around the 4-minute mark in the first period, assisted by Connor Levis and Breck McKinley. All of their first points of the season. Tyler Hodson's first goal and 20th goal of his career. Levis' first points in the orange and brown, and McKinley's 13th assist in his career with Bowling Green. In the second period, a minute 15 in, Noah Hackett scored his goal, assisted by Marshall Finney and Gleb Prorenkrofs at about the 9-minute mark. Hunter Wallace scored his goal, assisted by Tyson Zimmer. At the 14:30 mark, Grayson Dietrich scored, assisted by Becker and Ziski, the two first-line pairing of defensemen today, both seniors as well, very experienced players. Got their second point for Ziski on the season, and the third point for Mitchell Becker. And then Lane Brockhoff given the late-time goal that was from the blue line corner in the O zone for Niagara. That was the fourth goal for Niagara. They scored an empty netter at the very end of the game. Maxime Murnoff, his third goal of the weekend, scored on the empty net, assisted by Lane Brockhoff, who's got 2 points on the day today. And Bowling Green's last goal was Noah Morneau's, assisted by Braden Crampton and Tyler Hodson. Hodson had 2 points in the game today. Noah Morneau had 1 with his goal. He also had 12 face-off wins and only 7 face-off losses. That's the most wins and probably the best ratio of any Falcon in the face-off dots today, which was a tight battle between Bowling Green and Niagara, 31-30 in favor of the Falcons. Bowling Green also outshot Niagara, as is what they do almost every game. 34 shots on goal to only 23 for Niagara, 53 total shots to 43 for the Purple Eagles as well. And just not enough things put together by Bowling Green today to be able to come away with a win in back-to-back days. The second period has spelled disaster for the Falcons, considering 6 of the 7 total goals scored by Niagara this weekend came in that second period, and all of them, besides 1, 6 out of the 7 coming on Cole Moore as well. Falcon stars of the game. You look over to Niagara, especially probably, let's see, Hunter Wallace, probably the star of the game, had the game. I'm sorry, it's not the game-winning goal. Who had the third goal? Dietrich, it looks like. Grayson Dietrich, probably the first star of the game, as it's not posted yet. The stars of the game brought to you by Bill and Karen Hoffert, longtime BGSU hockey fans and Falcon Club members. We'll say Grayson Dietrich is the first star of the game. Second star of the game, most likely Lane Brockhoff with his goal and assist. And the third star of the game, because he only gave up 2 goals today, is Deeves Roloff's 32 saves, 2 goals, and a .941 save percentage for his 3rd career win and his 3rd win of the season as well. Those are the Bill and Karen Hoffert stars of the game. As far as our pick the stick goes, Jacob Updike, our board operator back in the WBGU studios, got the only point today. Braden Crampton had an assist. That was the defensive selection of Jacob Updike. The rest of the Falcon Media Sports Network, which included Lucas Kleinmeyer, Tyler Kablitz, and myself, each scored 0 with our forward selections of Waters, Duran, and Minville. So the way Pick the Six is going to work the rest of the season is Lucas, Tyler, and I will accumulate points as the season goes along. So will the 4th Falcon Media Sports Network member that will choose, either board operator or color commentator, that will tribute points for the entire field of FMSN. That's not Lucas, Tyler, or I. So the Falcon Media Sports Network off to a 1-0 start to our Pick the Stick season, and make sure to keep up with that as the season goes along as well. Special thank yous today to Lucas Kleinmeyer, Tyler Kablitz, and Carl Smith. Lucas and Tyler are our Falcon Media Sports Network directors. Carl, our faculty advisor that allows us to travel and allows us to do all the things we can do for the Falcon Media Sports Network and bringing content from the Falcon Media Sports Network to you about BGSU athletics. Thank you as well to Jacob Updike, Nate Hinners, and Adam Duffin, who are all kind of moving in and out of the board operator room, but Jacob Updike, who mainly got us on the air today. Thank you, Jacob, for taking some time out of your Saturday to get us on the air. Also, special thank you to Bowling Green Hockey that allows us and helps us travel with them to most games this season. It is our commitment to be at all 34 games this season that are regular season scheduled, the next of which come at Lake Superior State in Sault Ste. Marie, Bowling Green's first CCHA games of the season. Lake Superior State, last time I checked, was down 1 to Lindenwood. It should be a good test for Bowling Green and to see where they stand in the CCHA. The team was predicted to finish 5th in the Central Collegiate Hockey Association in the preseason by the coaches poll and by the media poll as well. So that's going to be the start of CCHA play and early conference schedule for Bowling Green Hockey. Those will be our next broadcast 15 minutes prior to game time, both of those days, Friday and Saturday in 2 weeks. So make sure to tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM for those games in 2 weeks. Just as well, tomorrow, women's soccer plays Miami at home. WBGU PBS YouTube channel will have the broadcast of that. I believe it's Lucas Kleinmeyer on the call for Bowling Green women's soccer, who are still plugging in MAC play, one of the favorites in MAC play to come away with the MAC championship, or at least be a very high seed. So make sure you tune into the WBGU YouTube channel for that. And as well, next Thursday and Friday, Bowling Green Volleyball has maybe their biggest series of the season versus Ball State at home. Either come in person or tune in to the broadcast of both of those matches. The first match on Thursday at 6 p.m., the second match on Friday at 6 p.m. Both teams sit at the top of the Mid-American Conference, so make sure to tune into those broadcasts on WBGU 88.1 FM, 5:45 both days for pregame. We will talk to you with BGSU hockey in 2 weeks at Lake Superior State. We'll talk to you next time. Make sure to go to bgfalconmedia.com and BG_FMSN on Twitter for all BGSU news and updates, including the recap of today's game today and Bowling Green football's victory over Toledo in the Battle of I-75. We'll say so long and I Ziggy for right now. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
The premier community theater of Bowling Green is the Black Swamp Players. For over